We'll call the Monday select board meeting to order for January 27th, at 6:35. Any review agendas for additions, removal, or adjustments?
Yeah, we have an additional minutes from our Saturday meeting.
Did you
Okay,
post them? Because I didn't see them.
I will post them in a second.
I don't even see
I haven't
it.
been in.
Why don't we call that
There should be a minute. Are you looking at the
It
right?
says minute.
room 4A? We'll call it, yeah, okay, just another.
Yeah, just another one. So 25th.
125.
Okay, and that's it for adjustments?
Yes.
Any overview of Zoom meetings operations, rules for participation, mute your microphone, recognized by the chair. Nobody's on, Johnson. Public forum, anybody would like to speak in the public, Jimmy or Chris?
Any word on administrative items?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Still in progress.
Still in progress. Regular business, budget workshop, final budget review for general fund budget, recreation department, police department, fire department, public works department, and other sections if available. We worked on this for the public's information for the Zoom people. We worked on this Saturday for about 4 hours and basically put the budget almost to bed. We're gonna go one more couple of little items tonight, look over things and then sign it off. It's gotta go to print, gotta be put to bed by tomorrow.
We have a little bit more time. But,
So we have a little bit more time, so.
it's awfully close. Let's see here.
All
right.
Keeping you up, Jessica? or You're yelling there.
She's already
Yeah.
on. It's
I
only
just
six-
have a cold.
No. Everyone has one.
Yeah.
All right, so let me get this ready here. Okay.
I like that bottom number better than it was Saturday.
Yeah.
We just keep massaging
Me
it and it gets
too.
better and better. Okay. So here's where we're looking so far. Chris and Sharon are working on numbers today, trying to do that breakout. The breakout's been complicated. So essentially the personnel are always going to separate out these very little things. We join them back together, but then to do the reporting out of memory, that's complicated in terms of it's sort of, you have to do it by hand. And we're working on systems to update that. We just make it so it's easier. So we don't have final numbers. These will find. Like a comedy routine with you two.
Leave me alone.
Scared him. So this is where we're at the moment. Let me zoom out a little bit more so we can see the full picture. Everybody okay?
Just ball.
Okay.
Because that must have been Sharon.
Oh, good Lord. So that's where we are at the moment. So we're a little bit lower than we were on Saturday. Various reasons for that. We adjusted some of the health insurance information. We had a couple lines that we did adjustment to, but that's where we're looking. Revenues stayed pretty much the same. And again, it's just sort of,
Agreement, go back.
sorry. I'm zooming around.
Arts,
He
park,
likes
and
his zipper.
recreation, why are they negative?
Where?
Well, I see the
60.
parentheses, I assume that's negative. Like 19,594,
Yeah, it's
83,
minus
08.
62%
Right,
too.
it's minus 62%.
Probably because of the reporting with the,
Does that have to do with putting it in the wrong year?
no,
I was,
Well, the 83 is in parentheses as well.
Well, yeah, so it's the general operating fund is in negative. But I know the 535 is the ARPA funds or something like
those are all,
that.
yeah, the 535, so that's the ARPA money.
Where are you guys? 535, where?
Um,
What line?
Summary of amount supported by
20.
taxes in 20.
let me see. I'm pulling something wrong. I don't know.
Those were actuals.
Yeah, those are,
Yeah.
also wait, hold on. Five. 250. There. So what we're looking at this, it's the
Not supported by
calculations between
taxes.
this and this. So is my calculation just reversed or something? Hang on. It shouldn't be.
I'm still.
We're looking down here at
Oh,
18.
the
18 through
extra
24.
772 is
Yeah, this is.
because it's got that 5 in there, is that what you're saying?
Well, it's a negative number. It shouldn't be a negative. I
No, it
mean,
should be negative.
it should be positive. I mean, that's the amount
it-
that was supported by taxes. It shouldn't be.
It's only negative as far as a percent change because they're asking for less tax revenue this year. You're talking about line 22.
Well, line 22 and then line 20. Line 20 at under actuals for 2025 says negative 535,000.
Oh, because it's in parentheses?
Yeah,
Yes.
Where do you see the negative question?
Line
it's
20
just
over
in
there.
parentheses
Right there.
right there.
Right
20.
there. He's got his cursor.
I mean,
on.
is that what the parentheses mean? Because they can mean
Okay.
other things.
No.
No,
hold
it's
on.
in it.
Operating fund. All right, I gotta figure out this out. What have we done here? So we've got our 2 in here.
And all those numbers come right from your budgets. I mean,
No,
it's
they
not
do.
like they're
So
not,
something's.
your teams is like.
What the hell?
Hey, hey, hey.
Sorry. What
Hey,
the
hey,
heck
hey.
thought is going on there?
We need to put a PG-13 on this meeting.
All right, my brain is now turned to
So
mush
the
already.
summary of amounts supported by taxes, where does that number come from? Is that a calculation?
Yes,
Okay.
it's a calculation of this minus this.
Mhm.
So I'm wondering what we've done here. So this is our. My brain is now not working anymore.
So if you figure general operating fund, 772, 772, 772, 39.
Is it because I've reversed them? Is that what it is?
Minus,
You've got more revenue than you do expenses, because you brought in that $500,000 that's being recognized.
The general operating fund.
should be that's 535, 130.57, but it's a positive. It shouldn't be a negative.
Right,
So
so it's- I
you
think
must
it's-
have a negative somewhere
Well,
in your
Is it my calculation?
calculation.
You're,
Yeah, can you
Am I-
see your calculation?
no, because again,
It
your
says-
revenue is higher than your expenditures, which is gonna create a negative number undersupported by taxes. It appears you brought in more money than what you're gonna spend. Your anticipated,
So that 535 is going out. Because that's,
That is
that
somewhat.
is the, is
ARPA
that
funds.
what is the total ARPA fund amount?
No, see that 535 is 772, 239
Yeah,
minus 237, 109.38. It equals 535, 130.
correct.
It's not a negative, it doesn't come out negative,
It,
so to
it
speak.
is a negative, from what you were.
From a
what the
tax
taxpayers owe,
perspective.
It's a
right.
negative number, because you're saying that you've got $772 worth of revenue.
Right.
I see.
Yeah.
And your expenses, which would put a post against that, which is your 200 and change.
Uh-huh,
So you're gonna have a surplus
right,
in the checkbook
yeah.
that you don't have to ask the taxpayers for, and that's what that negative is showing you.
These are all good. I wish all of them had a parentheses around them.
Well,
Yes, because if you look at, right, so they brought in the actuals.
So like Public Works has 108,000, I can't read the left.
109,146.
And their cost is 288,
Mm-hmm,
which shows that the taxpayers need to come up with $179,000.
right, mm-hmm.
So, okay, so I guess this,
That's the right number.
Yeah.
So, but what that mean, is that your
The seven,
personnel? No, never mind.
no, that's separate. You're right. Some things, I think that with the updates that we did today, our general operating fund, because some of these actuals probably got updated, right?
Well, and you have the ARPA, the
got all the
unassigned
ARPA money
ARPA
in that
funds in
general
there,
operating fund.
Yes,
in our
Right.
So that's the
spreadsheet.
actual line, so that has nothing to do with,
yeah,
that has
Number four?
nothing to do with
yeah.
with
This is what
what
we're
we're
looking at.
budgeting
No.
for that.
This is
No,
what.
I understand that, but it's
Well,
like
I'm
if
just
somebody's,
trying, I'm
Yeah,
trying to
okay.
understand. The reason that number is high is because we put the
the
ARPA
ARPA
funds.
funds in there,
Yes,
right?
So our actual, if you take the ARPA funds out,
yes,
which,
You're sort of breaking even.
Yeah, we'll be close.
Because if you look at our actuals for 24, it was 367. But here, we're at 700 now, which is
Right.
unusual.
But if you take 5 out of it,
535 out of
It
it.
should be correct.
That'll be close, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't scare me like that.
Sorry, well,
My brain's
the
already.
other day it wasn't
my brain's-
negative. There were no negative numbers. There was no
That's right.
parentheses around, so that's why I was asking.
Updating, yes.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's where we're at now. We've got, so some of these,
so
Chris was working on the, sorry.
Yeah, I wanna
why
ask a
are we
question
still,
too.
why are the rec is bringing in more money than they're spending? They're making money?
Right now, just in the actuals right now. That'll
To
be
this
updated
point,
to this
yes.
point, right?
Okay,
Right.
so those programs have to run and we have to pay to run those programs, so those numbers will even out.
Even out.
Gotcha, all
So
right.
my question is that the unassigned funds, the 535 funds that are in there currently, I mean, we've got that kind of earmark to go somewhere. I mean, so
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
more
that's-
concerned about the percentages.
Being skewed,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just want to make sure the
that's what I am.
percentages are right. And it doesn't skew that.
well, it shouldn't, because it should be budgeted based on,
It's based on the budget, not the
It's budget
actuals.
versus budget, not
Yeah.
actuals.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
All of our sums, some from the previous
Okay.
year's budget.
Okay.
so your grand total of support by taxes is an increase of 8.03, or is that correct?
That
That's
is
correct.
correct.
That is correct, because it's
'Cause
going on that
yeah,
budgeted number, not the
We
actual numbers.
compared numbers from our last year's budget to our proposed budget. That's our percentage
You'd make
difference,
me feel
not,
better if you,
not.
yeah, well, if you could take that 5 out, but
you
you
could change
can't.
that 772, 239, take 535,000 out of that, which is.
Don't
No,
mess
you-
them up.
no,
Well, you're not gonna get my.
I can't because it's from another sheet. Essentially, if you look, it's a revenues E43. So if we jump into revenues and we look at E43, it's this number here, which is
Which
part of,
includes the
That's
545,
right, which is-
398,
which is
15.
this.
Which is the ARPA funds.
Right.
Right, so that's where we're gonna have to send people, that
So
545,
if you wanna see, what you could do, Ian, is copy that, paste it over in the next column,
Yeah.
like 2 columns over, just to hold it and then delete it and see what it does to your thing.
Yeah, so we got that, we remove this, and then. if we
And then go
back-
back.
Go back to-
So now you're in,
Yeah.
you're in the positive.
Yeah.
You're positive.
To me, that's, if
It's
we leave it
easier-
the other way, it's 3 hours worth of trying to explain that at town. meeting.
no, it shouldn't be.
But it shouldn't be big.
But you have to,
You have to show
It is
it.
the
Yeah,
actual.
Because
one.
it's money that came in, we can't say that money's not here.
Last year we could because it was ARPA money.
That's
It
right.
was a different, but now it's in our general fund. So we have to tell, it's like you telling the IRS, you don't have $50,000 in your
You do it
savings
every
account.
year.
Well, yeah, but that's different.
No.
It's not our shoebox money.
Yeah,
It's under the mattress.
Yes, exactly. So that's why
Mhm. So put that number back.
I'm going to.
you undo.
I'd still like a note over there that says this,
That note won't show up in the town
Right.
report.
No.
I know, it's giving you a headache. I understand that.
Unassigned funds.
Well, no, it's previous.
Yeah,
ARPA funds, but it's-
previous ARPA funds, I'd like that, say that, yeah.
We can, yeah. So that's where we stand at the moment. So, yeah, with a bit of tweaking
That
here and
number's right.
there, as I said before, like adjusting the health insurance, a change that dropped it. We took a little bit out of Public Works for a section, and that dropped a little bit.
increase the salary.
So I
Salary lines.
did talk with Eric and told him what we did and what our intentions were.
Okay, great.
And he was okay with it. He
Okay.
was okay with the wellness money.
Okay,
I actually talked with him this morning and then this afternoon, Peter also, and he told me, he says, just take the 15,000 out and we'll try to work it
No.
up.
I don't want to take the full 15 out.
Mhm.
so,
I do.
well, let's
I want to get that 8 to about 7.
We can't,
con-
you just can't. I mean, there comes
Contracted
to a
repairs,
point,
they're
where
gonna
you-
go up.
if,
Have you guys gone over and looked at that figure? I went over and looked a good long look yesterday, about an hour and a half on that machine.
well, I don't know
Okay.
anything about the machine, but I just worry about if you don't put the money in there for him to repair it. And then he has to repair it and we don't have the money, then what? Then he overspends his budget.
Well, the money is not gonna be in that line to repair it anyway. There's probably enough there if he gets through another year with it. There's not enough money there to rebuild it. Like we said, that's a capital expense. It's been 20 years since it was done. And we cannot skew a line like that for a repair that's a capital expense.
And we just have to look
So
at,
you wanna leave it the way it is,
I
15?
wanna leave it the way it is, and if you wanna repair that, then we need to, and you want the money to repair that, we need to put it in the capital
Capital.
line and take it out of the capital.
Once we, yes.
Okay.
I'm okay with leaving it 15, but not 27.
No, we did, we changed
Right.
it.
Moved it to 15
correct. It was, yeah. Yeah, that was our discussion on
Saturday.
Saturday. We did that, moved to capital. But we haven't done a capital change yet. I wanted to get a better handle on the capital funds, but I haven't been able to do that. Because we've been working on all these numbers. So that's where we're at, but we could definitely add it in and we could look at it later. I mean, I think I was thinking that the capital things, we can look at that later, but because those are sort of ongoing, but we can't because it's tied to the
Right.
expenditure each year. So why don't we take a look at that? So this is our capital equipment amount that we put in each year.
Mhm.
What do we want to add to that this year? And do we continue to add to the same amount next year? Or does it go back to 135? I will say, looking at the number from last year, we're a number of years in the negative for that fund.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
we're not.
Well,
putting
we've
enough in.
been a
And we've
couple
done a
of
lot of
times
things.
we've borrowed. Do you have any idea what's in that fund?
Well, we can look at, last year's town report. Let me give you that. That's what I'm pulling from, but I don't have actual, yeah.
Well, no, you won't have actuals because none of the transfers have been made.
Well, we
for
can,
this year.
we can do the transfer right here. And then it'll be good as gold.
The transfers for this year have not been made.
Right, but we can find out what expenses have been, which haven't been a lot, but.
Well, if they've been split correctly, there were a couple of them that were combined.
Well, we-
They're not quite right.
But, I mean, if we have 100 and, let's say we have 300,000 in that capital equipment, and we last year we voted to put 135, we go, okay, we're going at
I don't
435.
know that there's.
No, for that
No, no,
particular
I'm
one.
just- Same numbers.
So
Thank you.
I'm pulling from our printout last year, or at least what's in the town report. That's where I started finding the documents that we had. And we're in 25. And according to this, our opening balance is negative 110,000.
And we're spending 300 out of that fund.
So,
And we put 135, we voted to put
So we'll be
135 last year,
positive 20.
$25,000.
so that's,
We haven't put it in yet to Sharon's.
yeah, so we're
Right.
here. But so that's where we are there. And then looking at our expenses and maybe some of those moved. But I haven't had a chance to get to that yet. And again, it's the way of,
Yeah, well, we bought a broom out of there.
yeah,
So there's that, once we move that 135, it's probably still gonna be negative.
Was it that high?
I don't think it's.
so yeah, we have to. NEMRIC doesn't, we can look at the accounts in NEMRIC, but it doesn't do the forecasting for decades ahead. So that's a manual spreadsheet that we need to get a hold of. Previously, the way it was done, it's just like lots of copies and stuff. So I'm trying to get a system where it's shared and we all know how to access it. And so when Sharon looked at it, it would be accurate. If I looked at it, it'd be accurate. Chris, and so on. And
And I didn't get a chance to look
I
at
know.
it.
Oh, wait,
just haven't had
the
time.
pickup room is in here.
it was there for the previous year, but I don't know if it got bumped to this year to 25.
Well, if
Did
it
we
came
already
out,
purchase
if the
it?
number was subtracted, it would have been carried over, right? Minus
We
110,
did buy it.
minus
You paid
110.
Yeah.
Pretty sure we purchased
So,
it.
then we're
yeah, we
jumping up.
purchased it, so
Okay.
that number should have been carried over,
Okay.
so we are 24,000.
But, and then we're here and here.
Yeah, well, no, this isn't even
This one,
close
this one,
because
a big build
the
amount.
new truck is $320,000. So we're
Yeah.
underwater.
And you thought this was gonna be a short meeting.
So we have to up that amount and we're gonna have to
Well-
up it from here going forward. Because
I-
we had
I would
already
think
had this
so.
discussion that we aren't
I know.
keeping up.
No, not with that particular one.
Right,
Yeah. I mean, you think 135 is a lot, but really it's
Not
not.
not when a truck costs 300. Now, to be perfectly fair, there's approximately a $40,000 trade-in value there, so.
Right, which is.
So that 320 comes to 380,
So we've
go
got,
280.
so for the truck, we've got, this is the 15 Mac.
Yeah.
15, what does that mean?
The
2015.
2015.
Oh, sorry, this is cut off. again.
that's what, yeah.
So replacing that, so we had 225.
And it's
It's
325.
And 325, and then we were hoping to get 50 for our previous one,
You probably will, close to that one,
Yeah.
Peter.
Well, it depends on which route we go.
so.
Let's see, let's it go, for with all the
Yeah.
equipment.
Okay,
Well, no,
so,
it depends on what route we go. That's not a discussion for
Right.
right
For
this
tonight,
second.
but
so why don't we, so we were, it's 27, 17, so 12 we took out, right? My very terrible math is right. So we took out 12 of Eric's budget,
right,
and we were gonna put, and let's say we wanted to put 12 in here to fix that.
I was thinking make it 150, but I don't think it's gonna,
Well,
I don't-
we can
without
type in
knowing
some
the-
numbers.
without knowing what we got for capital reserve, or what,
unassigned.
unassigned yet, because we
Well,
haven't got
this
our
won't
audit.
be unassigned funds.
No, it won't
We're
be.
not doing any,
I know that,
yeah.
I get that part of it, but.
Let's assume we have no unassigned funds. So if we do that, we're putting 150 in there now. We're now there.
8.5.
Yeah,
What do we got?
Well, I've
now?
been telling.
I
people.
mean, you could do, really, it needs to be like this. Sorry.
Not that. You would like
You
that.
really wanna make friends?
I
You do
not
that,
do
I'm not even,
math
I'm
tonight.
not gonna run.
I'm not showing up at town meeting.
God, you know what? I am not doing well.
Too many zeros.
Done,
Thank you.
there you go.
Hey, I have a thought. What we did before, I think when we bought the
We
the
leased,
loader,
we
we
leased.
paid an amount up front, and then we paid the final payment a year later.
Yeah, but we're just, to me, that's.
We
not
can't keep
necessary.
going
We can't
on.
keep doing that.
So got us in this, I
Um,
only got 25,000 in it, to go buy a truck.
chances are good that the chances are good the truck's not gonna be here until,
27,
yeah,
26.
26.
We won't buy it till after July 1 to 26.
We will buy it before then. We'll buy the truck, which is 200. And then we'll buy the
Which is-
equipment.
Next year's budget.
Yeah,
Oh.
so the truck, if we ordered the truck today, we won't have the truck until June. And then we get put on the list for the equipment, and that is about a year out.
So how much would we need to put down for this year? Sorry. Yes, for this year.
Well, the truck alone is just shy of 200.
But Peter, was Eric correct when he said if once we pay for the truck, the dealer who we're trading the truck into wants the one we're trading in?
No,
We won't have the plow
no,
truck.
no,
next year?
they will allow us to keep that truck for
Okay.
as long as we wanna keep it. And when we just, when the new truck is delivered, they will write us a check for the newly appraised, not the amount that it's appraised for
At
Oh,
the
yeah.
time.
at the time of the trade.
Okay.
Unless we sell it out.
So
Okay.
if we're doing. So in 26.
I
Which is,
I don't,
it's starting July 1st of this year. That's our 26 budget.
we'll have 150,
If we put 150
100
in, then another 20.
160,000 in that account.
Yeah.
You have 31,000 in it right now.
We do, that's the
So if we put
accurate
100
number.
And they haven't put the
Mine,
100.
mine is, and we have not put last year's 135,000.
So we'll have 265.
Roughly two
So one-
sixty-six.
166. and then-
Last year, we didn't have the numbers.
Just
I mean,
don't look at.
We didn't have the audit.
Yeah, I know. Okay,
I think if we gotta stay under 10%.
Yes.
So if
You
we
think
go
so?
150,
Figure if we do 150 and the
Christopher must
161,
have
we're gonna have
disconnected. He's looking to be admitted.
311,000. We're
Yeah,
gonna buy
just
that
admitted.
truck. My question is, to the board is, or do you, Bigger,
311,000 plus the trade.
cost the trade? And so we're gonna have around 350. That'll buy,
That'll buy the truck
and all the
and the
equipment.
warranty
Wait a minute,
and all the.
311 plus the trade?
Yeah,
is.
We have
the-
hundred and
is the
sixty-one in there once they.
Oh, I
transfer.
said, I get
And
it.
if we
You're
put it
saying
on-
if you add on the trade, that's how much
Yeah,
total.
Then we're
I was
gonna,
thinking,
we'll
why
move
are
it
we
to
adding the
promote-
trade? Okay,
then
my
we'll
brain
move
just
it-
had to wrap
Right,
around
so,
that.
so essentially,
What do we got? In 26, 27? What do we have in there?
Well, you'll
And we don't-
have,
That's not,
That's
probably
not-
not 100% accurate.
so 30, we have 30 now.
That one doesn't say we have 30.
I know, but Chris just looked it up. We have 30.
31.
So if we put 150 in, we'll have, what'd you say? 311,
311.
311, and then another 40, so we'll have three, or
Mm,
say,
another
let's
40
say
from
30. Let's say 30, so that we're not, oh, the truck.
The truck traded.
Oh, okay.
So we'll have 340. And then we'll, if we put another 150, we'll have less the 320, so we'll have 20, we'll have 170.
And that won't even touch that Freightliner in
It
2018.
should be,
You got 18, you got in 26, 27, the next year, you gotta trade in the Freightliner, and the following year, they want an excavator, but I probably
Yeah.
won't get that. Then,
we can, let's work on this after we do this. But let's, all we need to
Leave it
do
at
now
150?
is decide on a number for this.
150.
and that,
That's
That
15.
purple
One
one?
more,
Oh my
one more
God.
Yeah,
zero.
that's good, I like that.
There you go.
goes on 1.1
I think I'm
million
just gonna leave.
750,000.
Holy cow. Okay,
Okay,
So that's 10% in just his budget,
yes.
where's the capital?
and that's without the labor.
I'm gonna put those in, Chris.
Yeah, I understand that,
Yeah.
I'm just,
Yeah, yeah.
from my mind,
I mean, essentially, so this.
grand total, so we're still at 8.5.
Correct. And that's
Well, it was
everything.
9 when you had 175.
So everyone, right, when I have 175.
Yeah.
So everyone knows that this is the actual for everything. We're not missing
Right.
any part of this. It's just the breakout. That was the complicated part. We do have all the personnel, which is this, which is accurate. It's everything included, all of our people, all of the health, all of the FICA.
Our new
It's-
people
Yeah,
are-
it's just all the
Mhm.
breakout. That's been the difficult thing to get
Yeah.
into this. So, yeah, when we play around with numbers,
Everything
everything is included, everything is correct.
guaranteed.
Sans the scary negative numbers, we now know why. Correct, and it's
They
just.
make
it's-
sense
it's
now
just
that it's
I can
explained.
instantly get you how much is all of Public Works,
Right.
like including
No,
everything.
I get- I get
But we will get that.
Can we go back to appropriations since that's what we were working on?
Sure.
Are we gonna add anything to anywhere else? I mean, I know we upped the tech.
Correct. Which is great. I don't know, I mean, again, I'd have to look and see what we have in those
Mhm.
funds.
Well,
This seems to be the only one, go on.
go ahead, no,
I was
finish.
gonna say, this seems to be the only one that had a lot of negatives in it, because just the sheer amount of equipment and the cost of the equipment.
But the sidewalk fund, didn't we use that money for like West Street or?
East Street, we did East Street, we
whatever?
got 78,600 in there right now, 78,600. We haven't done sidewalks in 2 years,
Yeah.
though. And I just asked, whispered to Sharon, we
I
don't
How
remember
much it was.
for East Street, but we did commit some of this to the
That's
airport.
College, yeah, in college, yeah.
The
the
airport drive.
College, all right.
Yeah,
We don't wanna
right.
make college-
Wow.
And we are taking capital recreation, no, what are we doing? We're creating a
We're creating the skate
fund
park.
for
The
the.
skate
The
park,
skate
but
park.
it's not in
I-
here. yet.
Okay.
Right.
Remember, it's
but
not part of this.
Not yet.
It'll be
It'll
on the
be
bottom
after they
line.
pass it.
No.
Oh, no, because it's coming out of
Next.
Our-
undesignated
On
funds.
the
Coming out of
unassigned
funds.
funds, yeah.
But this is
Which-
everything. I mean,
Which those undesignated funds are not,
Part of the
no, I
540.
understand they're tax dollars,
No, I
but they
know.
are not property tax dollars.
Right.
They are, they
Whereas
are,
these are.
Income
Correct.
taxed.
right,
Yes,
But
because we
that's-
had it in here and then we had that discussion. And we felt that they shouldn't be in here because it's the way that those monies were received.
right.
But those, that unassigned 545 is not, like Peter said, it's income tax dollars, not
Correct.
No.
tax dollars. So
Yes.
It's still our money. It's still
Right.
money that people paid in taxes. It's just not property taxes.
Right.
It didn't come from the pool of money that we're taking, didn't come out of the pocket we're
Right.
taking this money out of.
So how do, we have an article for that, which is the
Mhm.
creation of the fund and to fund the fund.
Right,
Is there anything in the budget where that is represented? No.
Nor would
no,
it be.
no, would it be, because it's not part of the budget.
What'll happen is it'll come out, it'll reduce that 535 number you were looking at before.
Right,
Yeah, if it gets approved, then that money will come out
Yeah.
against that 535.
And then next year, when we do,
it'll show up here as a reserve fund.
it'll show up here as a reserve fund, and it will also show up
So
in an actual somewhere, because
the actual, general fund will be down.
yes, by that.
So,
Because essentially we would have
but,
moved
but
it.
the other side of that is we need to ask to create the fund.
Right, which we're doing.
And I guess because that's town money now, we do have to,
We have to get
So-
permission.
so do we have to get permission for, no, we don't have to get permission to spend undesignated funds. But
No.
I think it's right that we do.
Right.
So I
We-
mean, the only thing I'm looking at is, does it create a problem down the road when we spend the other 300 and some odd $1,000? If we set a precedent of asking the voters to move this money here to that account.
I don't think
Are
it
we asking to move the
doesn't
money or
prevent us
just
from
asking
making
No,
the
because
a
account?
decision.
It's only because we're creating a reserve fund account, that's
Is
why.
this a long-term project, Peter? This is only 5 years.
No, I totally get that, Chris, but what I'm saying is, we're asking them to use this portion of undesignated funds to
Yeah.
put in that. And I just don't wanna create
You
a
don't
case
hammer
where they're
yourself.
saying, you know, oh, you wanna give let's just use the highway department to
Yeah.
put in a widget in the wing
Yeah.
home. And,
Or
And-
bolster their capital funds.
Yes,
yeah, but if we move the money
yeah.
without asking. I mean, we've already designated this money to go there, but because there's not a fund to put it in, we can't put it there.
I mean, we've given all the other money,
Well,
but that was
yeah.
before, but that was before it
Yeah.
became unassigned.
The undesignated fund piece. How do you, in the past, how have you worded using undesignated funds rather than in the
If-
morning?
Just
There's a
undesignated
warning.
funds.
Unassigned
Well,
funds.
given that,
If it's available.
that legally we don't need voter permission if it's unassigned funds.
I know, but we're,
No, I know, we're doing a courtesy of reporting it, but I don't think it sets a precedence of having to do that each time.
so what happens if they say no?
Then you don't have
The money stays in the
Just
general fund and we give it to them when they finally get the project ready to go.
Yeah,
Mhm.
So I
It's
think we
just-
need to be prepared to explain that,
okay,
which I don't have any problem doing.
Yeah.
But we need to know,
yeah,
you know, I don't want the question, I don't want Jimmy to stand up in the back and say, where's this money going and or coming from? And why are you doing this? And we all stand there like looking at each other like,
Peter, would it make sense to ask for the ability to distribute the $535,000 of undesignated funds that were formerly ARPA money
yeah,
to fund projects as the board deems necessary,
Hmm.
including funding your skate park project? Because now you're asking for it, it puts it back to you.
it puts
all.
everything back in our court, yeah.
Because you normally ask to designate some undesignated funds here and there anyways.
I was gonna say, we always have articles about unassigned funds and we want to
Yeah.
give us approval to put it in
Valerie
this,
always
this.
said If it doesn't exist, then it doesn't,
You just
Right.
can't do it.
you just can't do it.
yeah, so we could do that.
I mean, I just, you know,
Yeah.
we can't go from asking permission for one and not for the other and pass the straight face test. I mean.
Oh, I can pass a straight face.
Because when we did the rec park and the cemetery one, it wasn't,
There were unassigned funds and we asked for permission.
Yeah.
Create the account and then,
And
Put the
then
money in
every
it.
time we wanna put more money in, every time we have undesignated funds, we
unassigned.
ask.
Mhm.
So we would update Article
Unassigned.
9. All right, and so at the moment, will voters authorize the establishment of a new state park project capital fund for the recreation department and authorize the transfer of X amount of dollars from the June 30th, 2024 general fund unassigned fund balance to it. So we would reword that.
What, would it be cleaner with a,
Well, if you're gonna do,
Would
if
it
you're
be
gonna do
cleaner
with a
to-
separate article and asking permission for us to do that, then you really don't want that one.
yes, we want that one.
To
because we
create the
want
fund.
We wanna create the fund.
But you don't have
And
to
then,
say,
and then another article, it says, will the voters authorize the select board to
Disperse
disperse the $545,000 of undesignated funds left over
unassigned.
from,
unassigned
ARPA.
funds, previously ARPA funds.
To finish your foot on the speaker.
I'm just,
No, I know what you're thinking off the. I
Off
just,
the cuff.
yeah.
but we're not gonna give
To
them,
organizations that, I mean, we're gonna have to
as we see
explain,
fit.
we're gonna have to explain that the money had to be moved. or
Which we've
we were
already
gonna
done,
lose it.
we already did.
We've
when we
already
were
done
in-
that.
We've done that in public meetings, knowing that it had to move from one area to another because of the end of the year,
The date
the
restrictions.
date restriction. So we've already established that to people, the
Right.
public, that's public knowledge, should be, it is public knowledge if the public chooses to acknowledge it. But then,
To
but then
disperse the
asking, but
funds
then
as
asking again.
previously.
No, because then it ties us. It ties us to ARPA related things, and we may not end up using it for all of ARPA related things. And I think that would be it.
Previously committed.
But
We've
but
only committed
no, it's still too. I
too
think it's-
tight.
Yeah, it's too
Yeah.
tight. Because some of the things are
Give me some
kind,
words.
well, that's what I'm trying to think. I'm wondering if we even need to do that. Since
I
it-
personally don't think we need to do that. Just because we asked them for one
Yeah,
permission does not tie our hands,
All
because
we have to
legally,
do is
we're
ask
allowed to
them-
do that.
All we have to do is ask them to create the fund.
Right, and then we can
For-
put the money in
okay.
there.
And for. a
Yeah, we
set
can
amount,
determine
that's
whatever.
cleaner.
Right.
So will it say for a set amount to be determined later?
No,
Or we're
I would
just
just say
setting the
create the
fund.
fund.
Well, set the fund for $1. Can
You
you
don't
do
even
that?
have to say $1, you
No.
just
Do
say
you-
create the
All we're
fund.
doing is asking to create. the
Create,
fund.
create.
Okay,
Well, the voters authorize the establishment of a new state park project capital fund for the recreation department.
And then we need to, then we probably, what we need to be prepared is to answer the question if they're in the process of getting designs and stuff for the skate park, and the cost is gonna be. I think that's the responsibility of.
Taylor, direct.
Taylor,
Yeah,
or-
Yeah.
right.
And we already have
Meredith.
details from the ARPA meetings and from previous select board meetings detailing what was going to that, what was
Mhm.
assigned to that, or.
I think that's
committed.
cleaner.
If somebody
than
says, well, what are you gonna put in there? You could say,
Money
well, if they wanna say specific, you could
Yeah.
say the money that
Okay.
we earmarked
for the
So-
skate.
for the
So
skate
instead
park.
of it really is the youth center, it's the
But it's the recreation department.
That's
they're
part
not
of the
split.
rec department, though.
You don't have a, youth-
Arts, Parks and Rec.
Mhm.
but we don't have a youth center department. We have a rec department. That's. the
Youth
opposite.
center is underneath the rec department.
Youth center.
Then why do we have two different directors if it's on its own in there?
So the rec department.
Who's the director? Who's the director?
Okay.
Taylor? I don't consider, I was gonna say, I didn't.
Why you
remember.
gotta
She
be
would
so
say it.
mean back there?
He's a,
Let's ask the question.
I didn't know that we
let's
called
get back
her-
to the
I didn't know we
capital
called her a
funds.
director.
Yes,
There's sidewalk fund, let's go to the next one. There's 40,000 we're appropriating, Sharon hasn't moved it yet. So that would be, there's 78 right now, the treasurer hasn't moved it yet, not Sharon, the treasurer hasn't moved it yet. And there is 78 in there, so that would make it 128,000 in there. When she moves that, they move it this,
I mean, remember, if you change any of these.
it goes up, the bottom
Yes.
line, that's what I'm just,
Okay.
I
You
just-
were-
I
you
would
were
just
very
leave
adamant
it.
about getting it down, and now we're raising it.
I would leave it.
Remember, it was at 8%. Yeah,
I mean, I think Brett keeps a good eye on his, and if he thinks he
Yeah,
needs more,
there is
he lets
nearly
us
enough in
know.
his in his fire vehicle thing.
He's got a plan,
Mhm.
and when he, this year is not the year to change it, and he's happy with that, so.
How much,
He has a plan. He's got it.
how much did we put in there last year? 125?
Same,
Yeah, but
Mhm.
didn't we
Wait,
take some? Didn't we take some unassigned funds and put in there as well?
last year, you'd have to look at the.
If
article.
we have unassigned funds.
Yeah.
No,
No,
we,
no,
we're not
last
doing
year.
Yes,
anything with
last
year.
unassigned this year.
Last year we did.
I said, we're not doing anything with unassigned because we don't know what it is this year.
Hopefully, when we start budgeting in November, we will have some solid numbers of what our unassigned funds are, and we can start.
Bless you, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause they are-
I guess then I'll go back to the question is, then lower Eric's to 135,
Why?
because we're not, if,
We have to keep up with him. He's
well,
already
I'm
negative.
trying to make the argument with the fire department. There's 309,000 in there after they put in the 125 this, before July 1. Before after the
135. You're talking about fire, we're talking about,
fire. There's 109 and there's 184 in there right
That
now,
may not be accurate.
and that may not be accurate.
It's not even close.
yeah,
Not even
I
close
would,
as in what? Too much, too little in here?
Way too little. You have over $300,000 in that apparatus.
Without the 125 that the treasurer hasn't moved yet? See that?
I know. I know.
This is what frustrates me.
No, I know. It frustrates me too. Yes. I tried to get to that.
You can't move what
But
we don't
based-
have. You
and-
don't move it till you get.
Well,
your
then if we put
April
Eric back to,
taxes.
I agree with you, we don't have the money to buy that new truck coming, if we're gonna order it.
Then we're gonna have to borrow it and we're gonna pay interest.
Yeah.
You rather pay interest than?
No, I hear that,
Overall,
mean,
overall, you have almost, in the grant fund account in the bank, you have the capital to cover the truck.
yeah, but it's not in that specific account.
Right, we'll have to borrow
Yes,
from
you
another
have
account.
enough in that specific account, you could buy that truck actually twice, if it's a $300,000 truck.
Don't tell Eric.
No, wait a minute, no, but I understand you're saying
funds.
in the full fund account, but not in
Not in the fund itself.
DPW,
Not
right,
Correct.
right.
So
DPW's
you
capital
can
equipment.
borrow from yourself
PWD.
briefly.
I'll never
cover the
get that.
bills.
Yes, I understand what
Yeah.
you're saying, Chris, but I guess I'm looking at this,
Creative
if Brett had a concern about his accounts, he would have let us know. So that's why I'm
So
saying,
he's
leave it
on, I
alone.
think.
He's on, he's
He-
been giving me updated numbers. I know that it's very frustrating for department heads not having these numbers, and we are working very hard to get this to a system that
We have accurate numbers.
everyone can have accurate numbers and people can see everything.
Mm-hmm.
And we just didn't have that ability before, unfortunately.
And if we have unassigned funds next year, we
Yeah.
can bump that
Bolster.
one, we can bolster both of those.
Mhm.
But right now, he's healthy. And
Yeah.
he's not,
No,
he's,
the only one looking at the reports, at least at last year's, which again, may not be 100% accurate, the only one that was the negative was this particular fund, the capital equipment fund. So it seems like this is one that we are behind on, that we should bolster, that we should add a little bit more to each year in order for us to keep up, regardless of how much money we have available
Right.
to us. This is the one fund, and outside of the Grizzly repair, this is one that we should be putting more into, just because of what we're
The
estimating.
cost of the
It's
equipment.
below, yeah.
Mhm.
Brett is far more on top of his capital equipment and capital vehicle than this particular fund is. So I'd be
And the
comfortable leaving at the 150 for now. And obviously, we could always, depending on where we get to when we begin in November again, we can always look at our unassigned funds and bolster it even more. If we needed to, if we had
Yeah.
that available to us.
The only other one I'm worried about is the reappraisal fund, because I know they put out an RFP
Yeah,
and got one back, and
I was
are
wondering
we
what-
gonna have enough in there to
Well,
cover that? I don't remember.
I don't remember what the
number was.
RFP came in.
I don't remember either now.
I thought they said by the time we got there, we'd have more.
We'd have
Because we got
Okay.
it says right now we have 190.
Do you have the
195,000.
reappraisal fund?
Do you remember
number
what the
At your
RFP?
fingertips?
Oh, what the cost was gonna be?
No,
Yeah.
no, what the,
Both,
I'm asking you what
what's
the
in the
cost will
fund?
be. He's
Sorry.
asking you what's in the fund.
sorry,
both the cost and the,
I apologize.
Do you know?
Restoration fund, I don't know what the number is.
I don't know.
I
We
can't
do
keep-
have a
can't
fairly,
keep
I mean,
all.
it should be in here too.
194,400. That's what
Okay,
it says in the appraisal fund.
okay.
As of June 30th, 2025.
Chris is giving me that, giving you when I was like, I'm not sure that's right.
He's shrugging an awful lot.
You guys
over
are
there.
saying something that says we're gonna have a 10%, it could be a 15, or
No, I
it could be 6. I'm not.
No, I
No
know.
kidding
I-
aside here.
I know.
No, but these
And we went through
numbers,
this last year, and I thought we'd have it cleaned up.
Well,
We didn't have accurate numbers to work with.
I'm not sure we do now. Peter.
We're a
no,
lot
I think
closer.
these are a
We
lot
are a lot
closer
closer.
now.
Oh, we are.
I feel a lot more comfortable with the numbers we've been given this year than the numbers we were
Yes.
given.
I mean, these numbers,
And we're not, we doled out almost $300,000 on unassigned funds last year.
but I mean, these numbers here to me, that these are accurate numbers. It's not
Yes.
like this
yes.
This
What
changes
we're
of
lacking,
bottom
Joel,
line
unfortunately, is updated.
Balance sheet
Balance
for
sheets
the
for
each of
capital
the
funds.
capital
Yeah.
funds, yeah.
Which
Which
we-
Nemrick has, it's just a matter of this, I haven't put those together.
Yeah, so I mean, that was my only,
Yeah.
hopefully we'll have enough money in
I
that
mean,
account.
I thought
that
Mark said at the earliest they could get here is 29.
No.
No, 27, 26,
27.
27.
27.
I can't remember. It was like almost a year from when we got the RFP, I think.
Well,
And they said
26
that we
is 2
should
years.
Yeah, we've met with them. I think they're gonna start in 26.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's a year process.
Yeah, a
We're
year.
putting how much in there? 15?
15.
So there's
And they
15
put-
that's not there, so we're
There's 15 out
210.
there.
210.
Then another 15 this
230.
coming year.
And then
another
Yeah, it
plus
wasn't
whatever
that
we get
much.
From the,
225,
Yeah.
and what we ever get from the state.
Mhm.
I think that one's.
Yeah, I
pretty
think that
healthy.
one's okay.
I think that was
Okay,
healthy
Yeah.
enough.
okay,
Are we good with
Can we-
150?
Okay, if it's healthy
Yes.
enough, can we
I'm good with 150.
tweak it a hair, people? Can we get? wait a
there's a
minute,
reason
Michelle.
they haven't changed it.
You were tweaking. Yes.
I
No,
mean,
I don't wanna, I don't wanna propose to voters a 10% tax increase.
We're
It's
not,
not.
we're at 8.
No, we're at 10 now.
no,
No.
that's the.
If you look at the
highway
overall,
department.
it's 8, 8.5.
8.9.
24,000.
What was that, Chris?
The reappraisal at 224, 35, with 345 cents.
Is what's in it.
That's what the fund balance, when the balance sheet says that that's what's in there today.
Okay,
224.
Without the 15.
Correct.
So there's enough in there. There'll be enough in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
we're good.
Yeah.
So that's
Okay.
239. But we don't know what the appraisal came in, what their contract was.
No,
No, but I don't think it was that much. I
Well,
don't
I'm
think it
just
was
wondering,
up to
could
it.
we drop that $2,500? Tweak it a little bit here or there, people.
I wouldn't, I'd leave it. I would just keep it, I would.
Jessica, what do you think? You've been quite quiet there. Have you snuck off and take some vitamins or?
No,
some
I
cough
mean,
syrup?
this is challenging because I understand the need to build up these funds so that the money's there when you need it, but I really don't like how high the tax ask is.
Yeah.
Last year we asked 7.6% and now we're at 8.5%. I would like it to be lower, but I understand that there are going to be costs associated that we want to make sure that we have in here. I mean, ideally, what I'd like to see is how much we normally spend out of those accounts and if we could lower a few while we increase others. But without that information, I don't know what to suggest.
Can you take 100,000 out of the capital equipment, make it just 50,000?
Maybe I can click on that.
Can make it 500,000.
No, now go to the bottom line.
Our
Of where?
summary?
Yeah,
Of the summary?
Sorry.
so there's where you are without the 3 positions that we put in the wages. $100,000 we put in wages.
Oh, in the just the highway.
No.
No, we're
total,
just saying,
total.
he's just
Yep,
trying to
I
get you
see
down
what-
where it
so-
would have been.
Thank you
The
for that.
money we put in for the
grant
grant
writer.
writer, the social services position and the administrator's position.
Right.
Okay,
So there's where we are without those
Yep.
3 employees. Now you can put it
Put it
back.
back.
yeah, okay, I like your form, I like your,
I was curious as to
Yeah.
where that number was.
Yeah.
Um,
That's what it is.
so, if we start, I mean, that's not
That's not
a big ask. I
I mean, 8%
I'm with you,
is a
Jessica.
lot, but
I wish we could cut the total budget by 10%, but
Yeah.
it's not gonna happen.
There's ramifications for that.
Is Bruce on? Did you ask Bruce that question I
I don't
asked you
think Bruce is
today?
here. Bruce is
What
not.
was your question?
About,
Bruce is on.
because we increased the town contract by $5,000
Oh, no, I.
because more work has been going on with the town. More, it costs the cost of more. Maybe I can explain it to Bruce.
Bruce, you can unmute if you want to.
Bruce, I had a question for Ian today is, because we're still trying to cut a little bit here and there, and we put 5,000 more into contracted services for the town, because you're out there more and it's costing more to work out there. But with the now, let's call it the fifth PD personnel person, the town person, for mental health crisis and things
Yes,
like
yes.
that, could we not add it this year, only add maybe $2,500? Because some of that work that was out there that was overspent might be covered by the new position next year. That's my question.
So the non-district calls, those are police response. That's when the state police or others are asking us for assistance, or they're not available, so we're going.
Okay.
Most of those were not non-criminal calls that we've responded to.
Okay, not like the horse or the dogs or things like that.
Those animal complaints we're responding to, yes, she should be able to go to some of those, but we don't know how many because it depends on when the call comes in.
Right, okay. I mean, I was just
Yeah,
asking.
And that's
Mhm.
also under this dog officer position, which is, we're gonna rename to animal control. So that's where that's coming from. This was primarily the
responses.
well, the responses, but also the reason we put it up is because the calculation, how this is calculated
Right.
was much lower than it actually should be.
Right,
And so it's,
It wasn't actually paying for their time.
right.
Right.
Yeah, so that's why. And also too, changing this only affects district voters' taxes. I understand it's like, obviously it's.
no,
No, because
No,
it does,
it's a town-
it does come into the
It's-
general.
Oh, that's right, you're right,
general
because
fund.
it's a correct, yes, you're
Yeah.
right, sorry.
But it won't change it by a huge amount.
okay.
Yeah,
I
but it was a good question though, in terms of like, how do you balance that?
I thought, well, if the new position was gonna take some of that off, then you wouldn't be out there quite as much, so.
Yeah.
That's where I was going with
Okay.
that, Bruce.
Right.
So your follow-ups were all just included in your regular, when you did follow-ups for services, that was all included in your contracted service, your town contract?
So most non-district service calls didn't require a follow-up.
Okay,
Those were where we responded because we were either asked to respond or, there was an accident. So we would provide some emergency lights until fire, rescue, and state police got there, and then we'd leave. So we were making the scene safe, so we didn't incur any other injuries or whatnot.
Since we're talking to Bruce right now, let's take a look at his budget. Bruce's is the one budget that we have an accurate picture of in terms of this all together. So we talked about this a little bit on Saturday. Again, a little bump here, which we talked about, which I'll unhighlight that. And then this is our calculation from these two. But everything else seemed to be pretty much in order. We obviously got numbers for.
We did ask that yellow one, the unassigned funds, and Bruce's, that's from previous years
Correct,
surplus,
yes, for
Yes.
the police
for
department,
police department surplus only,
Correct.
can only be used for.
Right.
these.
correct,
Yep,
Right.
so that's.
The police district, yes.
Yeah. And then I was messaging Bruce today and just added a little bit of tweaking to be able to get this under 10. And so essentially I just took the ones that are highlighted. This was a 95, which I put to 9. This was 1,000, which I put to 750. And then this was a 95 that I put to 9. And that just drops him to a 9.85.
okay.
Yeah, I won't charge you for my legal fees, Bruce.
That's great. Well, here, let's put that to 500 right now.
There you go.
So, and Bruce was okay with that. So this is his final in terms of 9.85 in terms of expenditures, And then it's an 11.18% overall in terms of net raised by taxes for the district.
Works for me, if it works
Okay.
for Bruce.
Go ahead, figure. Is. Yeah, it's for tip by taxes for the district,
Mhm.
Correct.
even though you have to take that, you have to take the town contract,
Non-district. They pay for a portion of that.
Yeah, we double pay.
I understand that, but that money is not. That's revenue.
The taxes are revenue. Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I see
so
what you're
that's revenue, so does that come off of? His amount to be raised by taxes, that,
It should, it's usually a different number than the overall budget. If you look at the warning.
trying to help Bruce.
Good.
Well, so what are you saying? It should be included in the revenues for the
It-
police
it
budget, but it should be a separate line
included
item?
in the revenues, but the money, the net to be raised by taxes
Oh,
should
last
be,
year.
It's
should be
not the
less
same.
that money.
It says this is the budget and this is what will be raised by taxes. It's
Yeah.
usually different. Same as with the arts parts and the.
And it's different here. Right? It's,
Non-taxable revenues.
626 with 479 to be raised by taxes.
Yeah, so 479.
This is last year's.
This is last year.
yeah, but wait, so it should be,
So
Whatever.
all right,
Mount Abe's contract isn't raised by taxes through the district. The town's contract isn't raised by taxes through the district. I'm not saying they don't pay. And then the non-district services isn't raised by taxes paid through the
This one's
district.
got 626, 628,
So,
Correct.
626, 628,
what-
all of that's in there.
yeah,
With 479, 461 to be raised by taxes.
which is here. Yeah.
So there is a difference.
I'm not saying that the
Which is-
numbers aren't
which is
accurate.
this- Which is this and this. I was going off from last year's, but I'm
Right.
happy to remove.
so what is the warning gonna say to be,
Essentially,
the
his
budget is
The budget is 688,
370.
then
3370.
to be
and
raised
to
by
be raised
tax
by taxes,
is
533,
Yeah.
oh,
Okay.
Is that right?
533,
The numbers.
yeah, oh, okay.
Okay.
He made it sound like it was the same number.
Yeah, no.
No,
So
no.
that's less the cops grant and those three lines.
Yeah, the cops grant should be.
So this is minusing this number, this number from this number
Non-
is this.
So that 155
Is
is
the 155 correct? Because
Is
the
all the other
155
stuff.
is a sum of everything. So that's what I was wondering. If,
Well, that would be the same here. The 143 is the
correct,
sum of everything.
but has we been doing that wrong in terms of do you do this?
So all of that, yeah, no, it is all of those, because those are all paid by everybody.
Yeah.
So it's the sum of all of those
Okay.
subtracted from the total budget, so it is right.
I mean, I guess, well, hold on a sec.
We got too many brains here with too many dots.
It's like everyone's a treasurer here.
Yes.
No,
No.
it's, all those are non-district fees.
Well, right, but me as a district user and another user, essentially, I'm paying tax on,
Yes, you are,
This-
on that 155,000,
well, yes.
because you
And
pay
I'm also,
school taxes.
and I'm
you
also
pay-
paying it here, so I'm paying
Yes.
twice, right?
Yeah.
But is there a way to not pay twice?
Mhm.
No.
Yeah, move out of the district.
Yeah, you can move up by me.
Got any lots up there?
You could buy my neighbor's house,
You got it
because I'd
right.
like
The
him to
total revenue to
leave.
run that police department is $688,370. To raise by the police district people is, they need to, 533.88,
Okay.
Yeah.
and you subtract that,
From,
155,282, and you come up with, yeah. it's
But I was
from last
curious,
year's budget is 149, so that is.
I
the
was
difference.
curious if
Or
you.
147
With the
and
ones,
479.
so what are the ones that are charged to the town, that go into the general fund budget for public safety?
The town contract,
Town
Okay, so
contract,
And the
this-
non-district
so-
services.
So this one
non-district services.
no,
and,
just the $15.
and
Yeah,
this,
that one.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So should this, and which one?
That's
The
it.
dog.
The, The dog officer
Or
position.
dog officer
Okay.
position. Mhm.
So should this total be minus these
No.
in his budget?
No.
Because it's covered by me, for example, in the general fund budget?
No,
No,
because you're not
Because
paying
you have to
all.
look at it as two very separate companies,
Okay,
even though you might be the same customer to two different stores.
yeah,
It's two different stores and
Right.
you're spending
Yeah,
money.
no, you get it right there.
okay, I'm just curious.
It's not, it's.
Because if
it's
you go
not-
into general fund, you're gonna find those three items.
Right, so I'm paying for those there, so why do I have to pay for them here?
You're not paying for them here, it
Because
shows the
you-
revenue,
Because
they're
you live
coming
in
in.
the town, because you're a town resident.
There, you,
Well,
You're a
can I
district
not-
resident.
Can I not pay the other ones?
I'm a town resident too, but he's a district.
Since it's revenue, that money you're paying as a taxpayer.
It's coming in here.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
going
yeah.
in.
it's a
offsetting
revenue, not
what you
a
have to
expense.
Yes, yes.
It's a
okay,
revenue.
Right.
It's a one, they should be one-to-one offset.
Right,
Mhm.
okay, fair.
Okay,
Got that. So Bruce's budget looks good. Bruce is happy with his budget, as far as I'm aware. And so we're all set with that.
Look at him smile. Yeah, he's happy.
Yeah, so there we go. Let's jump to, because Brett's on as well, let's jump to fire. So I did,
So is Bruce done? Do we have any questions for him?
no, Bruce is done and
Good
the,
night, Bruce, if
and
you
the-
don't wanna
and
stay.
the warning, yeah, and the warning is done for that with those,
Mhm.
with those numbers that we
Numbers, yeah.
talked about.
Mhm.
Okay, the other one that we've put in, I just put in just before the meeting started, was the fire department, and this is essentially the salary line. I can't spell, there we go, that we just put in. So this is the other one. Sorry, I'll zoom it up. It's gotten smaller and smaller. There you go. So this is one of the others that, because it was easier
You've
to do
completely
this.
finished it.
Correct.
Mhm.
Yeah, we have another spreadsheet that has all the breakdowns of
Yeah.
everything. So this is one where it's the full amount. The only thing, part that's missing from this particular one is the capital funds.
Mhm.
And I can put those in.
But that's not gonna change his,
No, it's
That's not gonna
it's a
change the bottom
zero.
line.
It's a zero
because we're
change.
not increasing. the-
Exactly,
Right.
from the previous budget. But this is where we're looking. We've got our salary line at 75. It was 64 with all the other extra stuff in. That's what we're at now. And then we've got everything else. I moved, fire safety was down next to the bond payment. It's just the way it's coded. I put it up into here. But again, we're gonna do a little bit of organizing of these things. And then we've got the bond payment there. So this is Sans Capital. That's our amount for the fire department at 3.03. And then we had one, Brett asked to just raise this utilities line a little bit to cover new electrical costs with the new dryer system that they got,
Mhm.
because that uses quite a bit of juice. So we just bumped that up a little bit today.
Come on, can't we set up one of their exercise bikes for the boys to work out?
Right, you would think
For the
we're running
firefighters to work
offset.
out and like offset that?
We'll run it when the generator's doing its test run.
There
There
you
you go.
there you go, Peter.
Right,
Dry with a generator.
yeah, Peter could just be on exercise bicycle.
Right, maybe your cardiac rehab, right?
Right, so yeah, we're looking good on that,
Can't complain at 3% increase.
yeah.
Next.
Okay,
I'm just trying to think, because there's probably something doubling in here, which I just realized.
What do you mean something double?
Wow. It's because I have,
didn't we ask an insurance question last
I
time?
have this.
We didn't get an answer.
That's why. Yeah, there's a doubling. See, it's the breakout of all this. I realize we're doubling this, right? Oh, no, maybe we're not. Hold on.
You said it was 64, now it's 75.
Yeah. It's actually less because I'm adding this twice now. Because I
Why are
just
you
put
adding
it in.
Twice.
Yeah.
How are you adding it twice?
It's because it's here in this line. And it's in personnel. And in here. It's fine. It's because I just added it in just before we started. That's the reason why.
So should-
So if we take that out.
Oh, it's adding to your summary total.
Yes.
That's where I'm, okay.
Yes.
I was like, it shouldn't impact the fire.
No, because it's this. And so it's really,
So
it's adding it in here. Sorry.
So when you put that there, change that 8.51.
Yeah, so if I take this and I do this, because that's without the salary line, if I do this,
Okay, 6.1. Whoa.
Tell
Well,
me,
you wanted to be under 7, we
No,
did
I
it.
know, is that? we
Well,
got-
Is that
that
accurate,
doesn't
that's what I'm wondering.
I have no idea where you're at.
seem-
You need to take
Well,
out,
where do you-
no,
where
oh,
did you
have to
sit-
get both lines, you're adding it twice.
I am adding it
Yeah,
twice.
eliminate, just omit line 4 altogether, we can re-add it later.
Okay, so I'm taking this and I'm
And
gonna
if you do
do,
that, you see your budgeted for last year was also carried into that spreadsheet, that's why it dropped so fast.
okay, so this,
Should be back to
okay, that, all
8.5.
right, yes, thank you.
Oh, it dropped it in both columns?
Yes,
Yes, that's.
so it's
yeah.
So
done
budget-
back, more budgeted last year.
It's because it was a quick thing we added in and I didn't have time to do it, so I don't wanna do that, but I will get you, okay.
We'll work on that.
So
I
we
know
know
it sounds
that,
like,
we
I
know,
don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I actually
but we
do,
do know that
but this is,
his
correct.
total budget is 3%.
yes.
Right,
That's essentially it, and that's what will get you, all these numbers are correct, we can vote on these, it's just the numbers that are gonna go in the separate individual pieces, because they're article based. That's what we have to calculate, and that's what we don't have, we have parts of them, we don't have everything, because it just took a long time to sort of split everything,
Understand what it-
yes.
yeah.
It's complicated.
But you know,
And
what?
that's
you
why
guys
Chris's
have it
voice
done
is so
this year,
hoarse. He's
next
been
year, it should
screaming
be
at his
easy.
computer.
So,
Yes. So that one, so we know it's a 3, yeah,
I guess I just,
I know, I'm sorry,
no. go
So
back
this
to-
one says 1.97, but when you add the salary lines in there, it
Yeah.
becomes to a
but if I
3%.
start to do that,
total.
I can put them in, but then I have to remove other things, and
Yeah,
then it's.
yeah, yeah.
I'm-
Yeah, when we're all done, yeah. We'll,
I know.
we'll get it.
So go back to the other,
Which other?
Which
the
other?
one supported by
The summary?
summary.
Sure,
I still have a question on
sure.
22. She's got she takes in a lot more money to support by
There
taxes,
was,
this
no,
particular-
there was $11,000
or 13 in there from Bristol Youth.
from Bristol Youth. Is that where that money's coming from? That, and she's
I just-
taking in money for programs that haven't been delivered yet.
Yes,
She's taking in money that hasn't been spent.
But also some of the money was reported in like 2025 when it
Which
really
is
should have
that,
been
yes.
reported in 2026
Yeah.
or vice versa. You know, like
Yeah,
if she
it's
takes it
actually-
in May, she doesn't
This
report it
year.
in May, she was
You- you
reporting
hop
it in
over-
July.
That was last year.
You hop over to the revenue tab.
Yeah.
You'll see
So
it in the
we're
under,
here.
right there. So the 140, you'll see in
The
last year's
143.
actuals, she has 149.
143.
Or 143,
Yeah.
again, I can't read it, but that's okay.
Mm.
Online.
56,
That's one
line
thing.
56.
56.
oh, yeah,
So the 143. We could reduce that, move the
I'll put it here,
roughly $40,000 over there.
Yeah.
But that's not really what we're doing. We do
Yeah.
it for the report and then move it back and then
So-
misrepresent it next year. But it's to correct this
Yeah.
poorly designed piece that's been going on for a long time. that we want-
Correct this? Is
Correct.
that proper terminology?
correct this.
It's been one of those weeks already. We're all on Monday.
Let me all end Monday afternoon.
I know.
Mhm.
Yes.
I guess my point is.
Yeah.
Say, okay, make that 103 from 991 and 76, 770. I'll write those two numbers down. Just that. 103, 991.
Where are you getting the 103 from?
Right there, taking 40,000 out of the 143,
Oh,
991. Take 40,000 of it and move it over to the 36.
He can't do, that's gonna mess up his
I'm
calculations.
sorry. I wanted to do it like Peter did. So I want to see what that supported by taxes is going to be.
7 plus 40.
That's the way we're supposed to be accounting when we take it in.
76,777.
Yeah.
No, you got too much, but
You got
777.
700. You got fat fingers
76,
tonight.
777.
76,
777.
76.
Two more sevens.
Thank you,
There you go.
okay,
And to change that 143,
well,
991.
sorry. Oops.
Those-
Still's not gonna change that 19,
It won't change any of,
because the 19 is the actual revenue,
you're looking at actual.
Yeah, looking at actuals,
and this is budgeted.
Yeah,
yeah,
we're not looking at the actuals, we're looking at the budget.
You gotta
yeah,
remember
you're,
all those lines.
you're looking at these, but really, those are just actuals, we're looking at these. or
Would it-
that's the comparison.
Can we honestly sit here and say she has a negative 62.29%?
Well,
So
the
if you
reason,
change that
reason- but,
62
but,
Just change that 62 to 50%, negative 50. It's gonna change at 8.54.
yeah,
Am I right or wrong?
no,
No.
no.
You're comparing your budget to your.
You're
budget, not
comparing
comparing-
27,712 to 10,450.
Which we're out.
So look, it's essentially,
So she only needs $10,000 raised by taxes this year,
correct.
as opposed to 27.
Right, because
That's
she's
the
brought in
question I'm
more,
trying to-
that's because she's brought in more in programming,
Correct.
so she has more
Like the
income
five-town
coming,
riders,
more
that's
revenue
$4,000
coming
right
in.
there. That wasn't budgeted.
I just find that so hard to believe. Cause we got a youth
Before
center,
we were-
wait a minute, we got a youth center that doesn't pay a dime.
Yeah,
We got two salaries there. I just find that very hard to believe.
salaries aren't in that line, Jolie.
Yeah,
The salaries are in the
direct
upper line,
Is
yeah.
everything but salaries, everything
So
but
we can-
employee costs.
We can 100% sit here and say line 25, 8.54 is supported by taxes.
line 25.
Yeah,
Right
the
there.
total,
That right
This
over
one.
there,
yeah.
to be
Yeah.
supported by taxes.
They're
Yes,
saying all
because
those
up
numbers
above,
are
the wages
Yeah.
are up in the
in the
general.
personal
operating-
expenses
Yes,
Or, yeah.
these are our wages.
Yep.
Million.
Okay.
for everybody.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
entire,
And
Every department.
that's what's, I know it's difficult to understand, because that's what we've changed for this, is that it's shows you this unique perspective on.
But
the
when you
departments.
see the report,
Yeah,
it'll have the wages in, when
Correct.
you
every
see
department.
rec,
yes.
it'll show
So-
up just the way the fire
Yeah.
did, just had up there did.
So Chris has been breaking that out. So essentially, if we look at the other, I'm looking at another spreadsheet now, Rec's salaries, their budget for that is 292,000. So
For-
for the.
Salary expenses,
yeah,
personal
so-
expenses,
yeah.
whatever.
Personnel expenses.
Personnel, thank you. So personnel expenses for the rec is 292. And so you would add that to their 148.80. That's not revenue. You'd add it to here, sorry, they're 159.
250.
And that's their actual budget.
Okay,
Yes,
300.
but it's nice to see it outside of personnel and salary is how much revenue.
How much it's costing
Yeah.
us just for,
Yeah, and
Without the
essentially, the
personnel.
taxpayers are paying outside of personnel, taxpayers are paying 10 grand for everything that the rec department does, outside of personnel.
wait a minute, you just told me, you just told me Rex personnel was 292.
he's saying outside of personnel.
Right,
it
it was
costs us-
292,000.
Correct.
And you said above and beyond that is 159,
It's 159
That's what
is their
they're-
budget,
yeah.
yeah,
so that's a $451,000 rec budget.
correct.
So we can't sit there and say,
No, I know.
so we took in,
I'm saying in terms of the programming and what they do, it's 10 grand, but
The
that's,
programs are paying
Yeah.
for themselves,
oh, yeah,
the taxpayers are
Paying
paying
for
for
the
the people.
salaries.
yes.
That's.
Pretty
Okay.
much.
the hundred, out of the 159,000, only, we took in 149,000 of program money.
Yeah.
148.8.
100, that's. what the budget-
148.8,
Yeah.
Yep.
but we're not sure that's in the right year, though. That's.
No,
what
that
I'm
one's,
No, that's-
this
that's
is
the
the budget.
Yeah, that's the
That's the
budget.
budget.
Yeah. The
that's
actual,
right.
the actual for half a year
It's
is 109 so far.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's where I was,
Yeah,
that's the 159, but
I know
really,
it's tough.
the
I'm
programming only cost us $10,000.
Right.
correct.
Above and beyond fees.
Yes. Yeah, I know. And I'll get you to these, get you the.
Once we
breakouts.
understand it, once we've
Yes.
done it that way a year,
I know.
it'll be a lot easier. This is a steep learning curve.
It
It's been a
is.
steep learning curve to get Nemrick where it belongs, but at least now,
Yeah,
when we move forward, when we change employees, everything will be the way it's supposed to be. It won't be formulas
Yeah.
that our treasurer has put into the system to suit our own needs, right? And
Right, and I liked your formula here a minute ago, Peter, when you took just something, you took 100,000 off.
yeah,
And we can say the two new positions plus,
Three.
or three new
I'm
positions
sorry.
cost us
100
yeah.
grand.
100 grand or 3.5% or 4% of the increase of 8.5.
3%.
3%.
Yeah, it's,
Five and a
it's,
half.
this part, by doing this, is a learning curve for all of us, because we're, as I said, we're rebuilding this, but we're also figuring out the things that we need or each individual board member requires in terms of doing budgeting. And I think we had a lot of those pieces last time, but it was in a single spreadsheet that has multiple copies and is very complicated. And so we were used to doing it that way. And we had a person in that position who knew how to do that every single year and did it themselves and could show it. But even then, we always had issues and we never knew what the actuals were. Here, we actually have all the actuals. So we know there's a lot of data we can pull from. And when we get to July or into August, we can run reports with its actuals for the whole year. So we can go back and revisit this and say, oh, look, at half a year, rec bought in 109, and now we're at the end of July, and look, rec has bought in actually 150 something. They went over their revenue that they thought they were going to bring in. So that's the advantage of this.
The
system.
fact that they think they're bringing in 148 is
Yeah.
impressive.
I mean, they're on
Considering the
109
years
so
that we-
far, but I mean, yeah.
I'm just saying, considering the years in the past where we've always been
Yes.
in the negative.
Yes.
No, I will give Meredith in credit, they bust their butts
Mhm.
to make this I mean, Darlene looks at our numbers when we're reconciling. She refers to these guys as a cash cow
Yeah.
now, just so you know.
To me, doesn't make me feel great at 8.54, but it makes me, after his theory of changing just that 100,000 and saying, that's what we got in new salary. If we had gone last year with no new people,
Correct.
we're looking at about a
5%.
Yeah.
5% increase in the
Or-
budget
or-
due to expensive more parts,
Or
gas.
if we had taken
medical, health.
decided to do like of the ARPA funds, when they were ARPA funds, if we said we're gonna fund for 2 years for these two positions, we would be at a 5 point whatever now, because we decided
But
not to
then
do
we'd
that.
be at an
It's-
8 or 9.
That's right,
Next
the
year.
next year.
Next year.
So,
If not higher, but not-
or you do it gradually, but it's, in the end, at some point, it's always gonna get.
At the end,
It's kind of like what you said, when you take unassigned funds and try and lower taxes, you
Yeah.
pay the piper in the following year.
Yes,
I have a little bit different theory on that. I always think if you got $500,000 on undesignated funds, let's say they come up with $500,000, then are we over budgeting?
Yes,
yes,
yeah,
Are we over budgeting?
but we've been.
always treat our rainy
we-
day at
We have
5%.
always been within $100,000.
If we
where
take
we
our
need-
rainy day fund,
Yeah,
yes.
of where we needed to be, and I don't think that's
That's not
I don't
bad.
think
I
that's a
agree.
lot of slush.
right.
Yeah.
And I think also with the new system, with a meeting in August, where we look at actuals, full 12 months of actuals for the previous year, we start to look at it, then you start to see, oh, look, a lot of these line items are way too high. This was well below what we actually budgeted. We've never really done that. We've always begun the next year looking at that year's half a year actuals.
Okay.
So,
And my last question is up to expenses, up to revenue, way at the top.
Yeah.
Under Eric's highway,
oh, sure. So revenue in highway,
highway revenue,
which is just this.
right there.
Mhm.
I asked Sharon tonight, the treasurer, and what we put in there, 115. And
The state aid.
the
Yeah.
state aid. And 13,882, we still have that question. Sharon sent me a thing today that said something like Mount Abe revenue last year from buying salt from us was like $6,700 or $9,000. That's what the email was something about. Total 23, 24,
Yeah, 9, 10,000.
$9,700.
Yeah, because
So
it's still.
should we
once
put a
get
number
the
in there?
money From the Mount Aid, then he'll be under his budget,
Could be under his budget spent.
but he said he's probably gonna have to do one more load, so.
So when that comes back in, it just goes back into his account, into his salt line, right? And we
That's
do
the-
puts
right.
it back, yeah,
Supposed to,
right,
So, but my question is, do we put it in the revenue?
No,
no,
no.
because it's part of, he budgets
It's
that
a
amount.
reimbursement. And so I
Yeah.
guess you'd have a choice whether it's a revenue line or a reimbursement.
if we put it in revenue, then we've got to put the expense in the
Expense in
expense
the
side. We
expense
got to
side.
put those 3 loads of salt in the salt budget
Yep. Okay.
Wash.
for whatever it is.
'Cause
Whatever it is has to go in the budget line.
Yeah.
It comes
we're
in a
gonna take
revenue,
it
it has
as
to
a
go out in an
revenue,
expense.
Yeah, we don't have any other, in terms of, oh, sorry, actually here, the only other one would be like this. We have a reimbursements to town, and so you could possibly do a line for that, but I mean, the town has one because it's like the library, but there's nothing else we really have, it's just,
I guess by the end of April, maybe we can ask Sharon or Chris to run us a report. What did he spend on salt for the year? And what did Mount Abe pay us? and then reflect his budget for next year. And if he spends $75,000 with their salt also, and they give us a check for 10 grand, we put his line at 75,000. But we put a reimbursement of salt of 10 grand, show it.
Mhm.
Yeah, you gotta have money going out. If you got money coming in, the money going out has to be there as well.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
if
I
it's,
agree with Joel, it's more transparent by showing the expense in the revenue line.
So would it be something here in terms of,
Yeah,
it would be a line
We've asked
for
what the
reimbursement? So
13,882,
you would put it in? Okay.
that could be, some of that could be Mount Abe salt 13,882.
Yeah, I know,
Miscellaneous, that's a huge miscellaneous.
yes.
but yeah.
That was
Who knows
last
what-
year,
who
though,
knows
that's not
what
this
they-
year.
Maybe they're plowing driveways on the side.
well, we should do mine.
Yeah, so.
You know, it's kind of those private roads that we plow.
DPW,
Miscellaneous.
revenue line, you would actually include, Mount Abe reimbursement line. And then you would increase your salt line in your expense by the exact same amount, by the 10 grand.
Right, if it's.
Okay.
Just.
At least that.
Well, so here, let's insert.
So.
Why they go through a lot of salt over there?
Mount Abe salt
I
reimbursement
used to,
or,
I used to buy it myself. I used to go to shoot.
Well, I'm gonna put it in as a note, Chris, and then we'll do it for next year.
Slash Mount Abraham.
MENT,
What's my?
BURSEMENT. No, you need an E in there.
I can't do this anymore.
Just say salt from Mount Abe.
That's what I was gonna say.
We'll figure it out tomorrow.
I got it, yes. For 2027 budget. Okay. Yeah, just so we know. All right.
Okay.
Public Works.
Those numbers are gonna offset each other.
They are.
anyway.
There.
I know.
They are.
So if we mess it up, you know, if this year they use 4 loads, next year they use 5.
Yep.
It'll.
Yeah.
It won't matter because we're being paid for it, but if they only use 3 and
Budget for 5,
we budget for 5, Eric's gonna have the ability to buy 2 more loads.
2
of
more
salt.
loads of salt.
You're right, you're right.
There's always ramifications,
Yep.
but they should be budgeting, I mean, the school should be budgeting, so
can't
he should
believe
be
they
able to say to them, what's your budget?
When I had that contract, that Reggie would order 2 and they get, Cargill would build Mount Abraham Union High School as a municipality.
Yeah, but the problem was Cargill won't build Mount Abe now, that's why they do it.
Yeah, I guess so.
They don't look at them as a district, and they are, they're their own municipality. Municipality, yeah.
All right, are we all set with the budget, you think, Ian, or?
I hope so.
God, I hope so.
So because we haven't done the individual reports, we can't put numbers to the warning.
Till tomorrow.
What's our actual deadline?
Drop dead, gotta go
For the,
signature on it before you close 5 o'clock, what day? I told you it's gone. 28 days before, or 30 days before town meeting?
Well, she gotta get to the printer.
Yeah,
No, we have
well,
to
I
say.
have to do the
Printer's fine.
ballot
It's
from what I got
it's
today,
that part,
because
yeah.
today was a deadline for candidates, so the ballot will be done from that.
Damn, I
but
forgot to get
I
mine
think
in.
it's.
We already know you did.
Yeah, because we gotta have, in order not to have to post in the paper, the warning. I mean, we have the week.
I would say by Thursday the 30th,
Right,
yeah.
that gives you,
I don't even
that
need to
gives
work
you
it tomorrow.
34 days,
Perfect.
gives you 34 days. If
Yeah.
Thursday does, because
And the
There's
ballot has
28
to be done 20 days prior to the meeting, so, yeah, no, I think if, we're
Okay.
good if we have it done by the end of this week.
So the board can approve this budget, because it is the budget, it's just not split out to what we need for the articles. But what we can do is we can approve this tonight,
We have the total numbers.
correct? And then we can do the split out, put them in, and then you'll be able to.
we
see
all
the
signed the
warning.
budget, we all signed the warning,
Correct.
town warning by.
He's got our signatures all,
Yeah.
He's
probably
got it
everybody except for
electronically
Jessica's.
signed.
No, I got
No,
it.
he's
Oh,
got
you-
Jessica's.
Oh, Jessica, that was a mistake.
Are you, Jessica, you all
Well, I do have a question if we have time to do it, which is looking at the capital funds that we have. I mean, so we put
Appropriations.
so we put a we put this set money aside every year. Do we spend all of that, or are there some funds that we're putting too much into and that we could then draw capital equipment fund up while we drop some of those lower?
We don't spend all of it every year, but it's a plan, like the fire department has a plan that in 5 years they're gonna buy a utility truck or an engine, so that money goes in there for that, so we don't have to bond. And that's the way with most all of these funds. The only one that may not be is like the technology fund. We put money in there and may not spend it, but it depends on how many computers die.
Let me make it short for you,
But
Jessica.
what
If
about
it's a capital fund,
cemetery reserve or conservation reserve? Like, are those funds where we have to put in a certain amount, or how do they spend down each year? Like if we did
well, they don't have
8,000
to
this
spend them
year.
because they're in a capital. See, that's why
So-
they're called a capital. You can,
Right.
they're like a savings account.
So each one of those has its own plan to be spent. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. Most of
them.
those, thank you, have a plan to be spent. For like the reappraisal expense, that's a little bit different. That's building up because we know it's gonna come and we have a rough idea what that would be.
It's over 200,000 to do the reappraisal.
Right, so we know that we gotta save that. The only ones that don't have a set plan in terms of this year we're doing this, next year doing that, is probably
Conservation.
the conservation.
Cemetery.
Conservation, according to last year's report, which again, how accurate is that, is 87,000, so that sits there, so.
It sits there, but
That-
they use that money like when properties come up to get put into
Land
Trust.
trust.
the land trust, the community land trust, then they have the money to be able to put some towards that,
To leverage.
to
the-
leverage the
Right.
sale,
But
or the
that's
purchase.
not to say that one year we couldn't
Right,
not add 10 to that, because maybe we're going up to, let's say,
Mhm.
let's keep 100,000 in there, or let's keep 50,000 in there. So we could definitely do that. The same for the cemetery. That was a new one, but we are getting cemetery costs now. And so that's slowly building up, and then we'll see what happens with capital recreation. But most of the others do have a plan attached to them that spends that money over time. The biggest ones are the equipment and the vehicle funds. Each of those has a fairly rigid plan in terms of what to spend.
and the paving usually gets spent every year.
Yeah,
But the plans are just your best guesses, right? Like you don't know if something will need to be replaced. You're just sort of guessing based on like normally.
No,
No.
we have life expectancy of a plow truck is 10 years or eight or 10 years. So
Keep
that's
them
what the
10.
schedule is. The big equipment like the loader, the grader and the excavator is 20 years.
Right,
So
right.
that's
And
what it's
those,
on the
but
schedule
those,
for.
right, but those are, life expectancies, like normally it's like this, but it doesn't necessarily have to be, right? So that's all
Well,
I'm
the
trying.
excavator, I think we've pushed out twice now because it was in good enough shape. And you can see that fund is still
Negative.
negative.
yeah.
Mhm.
So
So maybe we'd want to build up, that's what I'm suggesting, is that maybe there could be a reallocation based on how these funds actually really spend in real life. If we had data over time, you might be able to move money from one fund to another for a period of a year, maybe 2 years, without actually increasing taxes. That's all I'm suggesting, is that if we have more
Right.
data, then, or maybe you guys know this, but I don't know this. Like, does conservation
you're-
spend 10,000 every year? I don't know.
Right,
no, but they do, if a land acquisition comes, they could spend 50,000 in 1 year. And then if it wasn't there, if we were on board, well, we have to be on board with the project to begin with, but if we were on board with the project and the money wasn't there, we'd have to come up with it from somewhere else.
Mhm. Yeah, or fundraise,
So
write a grant, yeah.
I think, well, they do, they typically do, they look for.
They look for private
and-
donations, yep. they do.
And stuff,
Mhm.
but I think you're right, we could set a limit on those funds, and when we
Yeah.
get there, we just don't fund them until they draw some down.
yeah,
The only thing we gotta be aware of is if they come to a project that we that we wanna approve. If the money's not there,
Yeah,
we're gonna have to find it somewhere.
Which is what's gonna happen all the time, right? Like, we're already seeing that with capital equipment fund. I mean, that sounds like a normal part, which is that there could be surprises, but that what we're trying to do with the budget is sort of budget for what normally happens with, yeah, of course, there can always be an emergency or something
Yeah.
like
Right.
that.
No, what we're trying to plan is not to have to bond for any,
For
any of
equipment.
it, yeah.
Mhm.
And another thing is, Jessica, hopefully by August or October, between that sometime when we start the budgeting process, we will have from the auditing firm what we've had, some undesignated funds.
Yeah.
And we could then boost some of these capitals
Exactly.
up with that. That's help these
Exactly.
out. And I
Without
agree.
increasing taxes.
I just
Exactly.
whispered to
Yeah.
Chris and he said the reappraisal contract came in at about 204.
202.
202, and we have 224 in there now. Could we
Yeah.
cut that from 15 down to 7,500?
oh, I see, yeah.
Exactly.
I'd be willing to talk about that.
I would, before you do that, I would make sure with the listers that there's not some caveat that if this.
Oh, they will, right, they will have to work more during the reappraisal time. There'll be more. Can you take it out of that? I don't
No,
know.
no, no,
No.
I meant the reappraisal itself.
And the
Yeah.
If
reappraisal
takes
cost,
Longer, is that 202 is probably not a fixed number,
No.
if it runs long.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good question. It's a good question, Chris.
right,
Well, right now-
and will there be like a
We got-
percentage increase if we don't do it by,
Well, we got
until we do it by
20,000 in,
26, whatever it is.
224,000 in there, and we haven't put in this year's appropriation yet, or we have?
Yeah,
We haven't.
Okay,
That's another
I'm
50.
waiting for my treasurer to tell me, no offense, you guys.
we don't put any of those in till April tax.
I know, but Chris could have been adding it in at 224, that's why,
Yeah.
if you don't mind. So if this year's and next year's go in there before the reappraisal starts, we could have close to 254 if we leave it at 15,000.
Right,
But if we drop it to 75, we'll have only
well, let's see, so we're at
239, 240,000.
8.54, and if we're gonna change that.
Thank you.
here.
Right, Chris, am I right?
No, I was-
Yeah.
Doesn't bring down a lot.
Doesn't bring it down a lot.
For people paying taxes, that looks good.
Yeah, no, I know.
So that's all
And-
I'm suggesting is just if we have a couple of days and we could sort of look at those categories and what they usually look like, maybe we
Yeah.
alter it this year and then add it to our notes for, I forget what we said, like July or August, when we're going to reconvene and look at what the spends are and
I know-
decide, do we
I
change
know
them?
the reason the reappraisal fund is healthy is because we took a pretty good chunk of unassigned funds and put in there as
We
well.
did
Because we,
boost that in
because
number
we
few.
knew we were gonna have to do it,
Because
we
we
weren't
knew we
gonna
were
have the
gonna be
money.
short.
Right.
So I mean, 6 of one and a half dozen of the other, either, you know, you have a year where you have to take a hit or
Yeah.
you let it have a healthier balance than what you might like to see it have. But I'm okay with if
Dropping.
everybody else is dropping
Yeah.
that one for this year.
I mean, can you do Peaker's theory one more time, the 100,000 for me?
You can do it right there on the.
Yeah, Just do one and do
Yeah, 'cause I got
something,
it.
I don't, instead of 100, put that at 110, I'll tell you later why. Just,
Just add one more zero.
No, he wants you to go to 49,
no,
40.
take 110 out of that.
Yeah, he wants you to
Oh,
go from
sorry.
150
sorry.
to 40.
That, we said right along, the library came in with a budget $40,000 more, right?
Mhm.
That and the 2.5 positions. We have,
But you didn't take the 40, you only took 10.
no, we took 100,000 plus 40, it was
No.
150.
No, you only took 110,000 out.
Out, yeah.
Oh, sorry, Peter, I meant to put 10,000, not 40,000.
Okay.
Change it.
You
I'm
meant
sorry.
to
Put
take
10 in
140.
there.
Think of 140 out of
Just put
Sorry.
10.
This is your creative accounting, there, that's.
that.
10.
Just for,
Sure. I know,
see, that doesn't make me happy, but it makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah,
That, you know, there's some things out of our, we
but I
couldn't
was gonna
control.
say that's out of our.
Lawrence
control.
Lane came in here with a budget of 40,000. We haven't even seen it yet. Nobody's even, the five of
Yeah,
us,
that's probably not good either.
no, the five of us haven't even seen it yet. And it
Right.
came in at 40,000 more. You know, the rescue came in at 20,000 more. here's $60,000. And we raised, yeah,
But, I mean, that's,
I know.
well,
I mean,
the
that's-
appropriations themselves came in at 15% higher,
yeah.
so.
I mean, I gotta just, I won't say I gotta have some
we took one out,
ammunition,
too.
but I gotta have some explanation documents
We
and
took a
notes for me
$3,000
at town meeting when people ask and say, you know what, I always hated that word when we was on the school board, well, some stuff out of our control, but we didn't have a control over Lawrence Memorial Library coming in or any of the other appropriations.
them. We have no control over any of them.
I mean, if the library wishes to join with the town and become a fully fledged municipal library, I know Chris is shaking his head, but we would have.
And I'm not recommending that.
No, we would have control over it. I mean, they're looking to do that. They're saying, because they're trying to figure out, but then also too, it's a lot of things that they
They lose
lose,
control.
by
They lose
joining with
control over.
us. But I mean, that's where you have that control. And, you know, we don't have that control outside of that.
I mean,
Um,
we can sit here and say, stuff that's in our control is a 3% increase in your budget.
So they
The
were,
2.5
their
positions.
budget's up
40,000.
40,000.
18%.
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't have a single department that our budget's up 18%.
They went up.
And we're
41
doing
they
a
went up
$5 million
almost-
renovation to their building.
They've gone up almost $41,000.
Well, they got that grant money. So.
Right, yeah, no, and I wish them well with it, you know.
Are we done with this?
Are we done with this, people?
Much more number crunching do you want to do?
I don't, you know,
I don't know that we can do
unless
much
we
more.
can take tens of thousands of dollars, the bottom line isn't gonna change
That
enough for
much.
us to spend hours.
You
Yeah.
can, yeah, you can drop that back and say, you know,
Yeah.
highway's only gonna get capital 135, we know that's not enough, and get it down under 8,
Yeah.
make feel good now, but pay me later.
And it's gone up and down, you know, we've added things in, like certain things were removed or combined, which we split out, but then when you put in the previous budget lines, it sort of it balances out, so.
But I
This-
think,
Take it
is-
here and you find you forgot something there,
Yeah, I
so.
know. So. Okay, so that's where we're at.
Yeah.
So we can approve this if the board would like to do that, and then we just
Okay.
split it out in terms of the warning.
I make a motion that we approve the 2025, 2026, is that right?
You can say
Budget.
2026.
2026 budget as presented.
there's a motion and a second, any more comments? Been an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes, it's hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Staying? Okay.
I don't know why you're having such a fit. We'll spend 30 minutes on spending this $4 million from the floor and nobody will think anything of it.
Yeah.
We'll have questions.
We're not doing our job. if
They
we
just
don't
won't have the
question.
same questions that we have.
Yeah.
We're not doing our
So-
job then if we don't question.
Exactly.
If we
have
don't
a
question.
fiduciary
Yes.
responsibility.
Thank you.
Right.
Jessica.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You're saying it took a long time. I don't feel that it did. I
No,
think-
no, I'm just.
Yeah, I know.
it was
Besides,
good
we
to get
kind
it
of
done.
had to do that this year. I mean,
Yeah.
like this is changing everything, but I think it's gonna be so much better.
And
Yeah.
honestly, I think it was good for us to go through this process, as painful as it was. I think we all understand it and understand the issues that we've had.
I know, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you do a lot better than
Okay.
the rest of us.
Number
In between the
2,
mush, right?
final review of the draft town meeting and police district warnings.
So, let's see, where did that go? Let's do the police district one first, because that's actually done.
So we're gonna do that. No money, no meeting February 3rd.
Right.
Monday, February 3rd, we're gonna get
You mean
9 hours.
March? You mean
No.
March?
No, this coming
Oh, this coming
February,
Monday.
Monday. We're not having a
No,
select board
We're
meeting.
back on,
Regular.
these are our 2 February meetings, the
All right.
10th and the 24th.
I will not be here on the 24th.
Okay.
That's
don't
for
wanna go
town
out
meeting. You
there.
can't go anywhere yet.
What's he doing in the Rocket Town?
I do.
Oh, you got another meeting that night?
No, I'm gonna be in Florida.
Oh, well, good for you. Don't have a heart attack down there.
Wow.
He's not gonna be like windsurfing or something, I don't
Well, you
think.
never
Yeah, you
know.
might
I'm
be.
watching grandkids. That's why I'm
Oh.
going down.
Well, that could be.
Okay. this
So yeah,
is
we've
it.
got this, we've got the police budget, we've got the
Yeah.
difference. So that's done. We've got our updated
Dates.
dates.
Yep.
So one question I had, not a question, but, we did have discussion on the floor last year about this, about moving the police to, district-wide or, town-wide, and that was part of the discussion, because the police meeting's always been there. We sort of lose that opportunity by moving this and not having the police in there. Are we?
Moving,
It's still a district meeting.
this is the police district meeting.
So if they're non-district,
They can't actually vote, because there's no voting.
No, I know.
There's no voting yet.
There's
No, I
voting.
know, but we've always had it where the police meeting was tied before town meeting.
I think it was just a captive audience, honestly.
it was
Yeah, 'cause it
timing.
used to be 10 days to have the 2 meetings.
No, I know,
And now
yeah.
it's 30. so-
I was remembering last year, I know that Brett stood up and asked the question about going townwide, and by changing it to this, I'm not saying we change it back, but I'm just bringing up the conversation, like, we lose that ability,
Well, he is a district resident,
correct?
so he can ask that question. You're
But-
not gonna have a
but he-
non-district resident.
But he can't ask that question on town meeting, because we don't have an article or an item
But
to
it
discuss
wasn't
that.
town meeting, it was a
No,
police district meeting.
informational.
But it was, I guess it was on the same night, is what I'm
Yes.
saying. He was in attendance anyway, because he's going to attend.
Yeah.
Well, he showed up to attend that meeting because it's an hour earlier than the regular.
That's
meeting.
right. So I'm
I
just
mean,
saying,
I
you know what I mean?
know what you're saying,
Yeah.
but the people that,
Well,
if
we,
you wanna have a discussion about the police, put it in the warning and we'll have the discussion. Then everybody's there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The
You-
majority of the people there are village residents.
Okay,
If we
Yeah.
wanna have that open discussion, then we put it in the warning, we put a warning in there, discussion only.
But if you're gonna have that discussion, you better be prepared with numbers and that.
no, I know,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think. I mean, we're gonna have our informational meetings, and we're just sort of, we're taking that away. But can we do it? Can we have that discussion as part of our town meeting warning? When we start town meeting at 6, and we're going through each of the articles, are you
We
saying?
can have a
Yeah.
warning that
Okay.
says, discuss the possibility of going townwide.
No,
Of,
no. It would just, it's not about going townwide. It's not about going townwide.
I don't
It's just the floor, like the audience is there. We've taken away the ability to talk about the police district and their budget by just having these 2 informational meetings.
We haven't taken
Prior
it away
to
from
this.
them, it's just here, it's just on a different day.
here, And
Okay.
it's,
It's just, I'm saying, if, let's say we get a lot of people, we get 1,000 people in there this year or
you
whatever.
can't.
Okay. whatever it
300.
is. Jimmy's laughing. No, we get a lot of people, and a lot of those people are part of the district, and they say, oh, are we gonna talk about the police tonight? And we're gonna say, no, because we did that just at the select board meetings that no one attends.
I thought,
That's all.
honestly, I thought we were still gonna have our
No.
No.
5 o'clock, police
No,
No.
we took it out.
Gonna do it
People to eat and-
These are the
10th
2
and the
meetings,
24th.
the 10th and the 24th.
I think that really needs to be hammered on Front Porch Forum then,
Okay,
because
We have.
it's
we
a
usually
regular
have a
town
total
meeting,
of
no
3
police
people.
I was gonna say, we don't really have very many that show.
Nobody comes early for it.
And it's
I mean-
only for usually a
I mean,
half
if
hour.
it's Jim and how many
Well,
others?
Jimmy can't.
yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy can't, so he can come, but he
No, I
can't
know.
speak.
I know, I just wanna put it out there, cause it's, we lose, like, we're trying to get more people,
I mean,
but
if you
then
wanted to
we're
put an
taking
article
away
there-
one of the articles for
We-
Why do
discussion.
you
We
wait
run-
till the 11th hour to do this?
And we run out of time. I
I
mean,
know,
we're
I
starting
know.
the town meeting at
At
6.
6, I know,
I
I know.
work
You-
until 5. I mean, I'm not
No,
sure
I
what
know.
time you wanna
I
start
know.
that.
And I'm probably gonna be recovering from a heart attack in Florida.
Okay, that's fine. So,
I mean,
but you're
if
right.
you had last article before the one non-binding article, if you had one there, do you think the
No,
town
it's-
select board should ponder the idea of investigating going townwide?
He wasn't even talking about townwide. He was just talking
Okay.
about the police
Just the
district
meeting
meeting
itself.
itself.
But it's-
No, I.
We're not gonna do any more. No more meetings. Gonna put it up for a vote someday. Okay,
Next year. Okay,
This looks good.
all right, thank you.
We can't vote on Sunday.
Someday.
someday.
And
Someday,
then, let's see.
Town meeting warning, we're gonna sign that by Thursday night.
Yes. And then,
You got a guy looking to talk to you.
Yeah, John, somebody.
John,
waiting
Jared-
room.
No, John and Chris, you already let him in.
I let him in here.
Oh, okay. If you had a
I don't
question,
know, did I? No, I don't think so. No. Can we see that? Yes.
Mhm.
So this is the town warning.
Boy, that's really changed.
For the better.
Stop it.
It's understandable now.
Stop it.
It's very
Slap you again
understandable.
with a book.
I added in, the date here.
You must be pushing the button on the
Or
end.
something.
It's giving me the,
Siri.
Serious.
no, it's not. It's giving me the time in California.
Oh,
In case you wanna
instead of
go.
saying- We put the date in instead of saying that we're gonna continue the town meeting the next day for Australian ballot for the candidates, is what it usually says at the end or something like that.
Up here,
Somewhere,
I think that it later
it
on.
does, I don't know what it's, I can't read that, and I didn't get a chance to look at it today.
It's okay.
yeah. I put a date in here, just so it's,
Australian ballot from 7 a.m. to, when the polls open until
Yeah.
7 p.m. and the polls close.
Yeah, but then you put the date in again.
well, it's because, you mean, put the date in here?
I don't know, we usually, at the top, we usually have both dates in there.
It is.
Which
It is,
It is
It's-
in there, yep.
till the next
Monday,
day.
March 3rd. or
Monday, March
And then
3rd
here.
at 6 PM is the meeting, and then Tuesday, March 4th.
No,
is
I mean
voting.
at the very top in the title.
Oh,
Oh.
If you look at last year's, it has both dates in there.
Let's take a look.
March
No,
3rd,
no, no.
March 3rd through 4.
Well, then somebody took it out because I had both dates in there.
We can vote in the town of Bristol, hereby warned.
No, at the top,
Yeah, it says Monday, March 4th, 2024.
well, then somebody took it out because I had both dates in there. So.
I'll bet you I can guess who that was.
Yeah.
I would do March.
No, I wanna,
March 3
So
through
you,
4.
it should say Tuesday, March 4th, 2025 voting. You put it voting in.
Well,
No,
it's a 2-day town
it's a
meeting.
2-day event.
So I would
because
put
we
March 3
Vote
through
from the
4.
floor and then we vote
3
on
dash
Tuesday
4.
for candidates.
I see. Okay, yeah.
how about that?
That's.
Monday.
I would
March-
put Monday, March
I would
3rd.
say
and
Monday,
Pick out
Tuesday.
Monday.
Tuesday, March.
I
Tuesday.
said, I haven't looked at this since. I didn't have
Everyone's,
a chance.
Well,
Everybody's
no,
a
you could have
clerk.
put Monday and Tuesday or Monday to
No,
Tuesday.
No,
whichever-
Monday, March
however you wanna
3rd
push
and
that word.
Tuesday, March
Space
4th,
through
2025.
March.
through,
Just
or-
about.
Or a hyphen. However you wanna do it.
Although it makes it sound like we have to stay overnight. It's like a sleepover for town
You do.
meeting.
Sometimes we
You
do.
got your food truck now, so go ahead and sleep over. I'm going home my own bed.
I'm trying to make it less confusing, because just the idea that it's, what are you shaking your head for?
I haven't looked at it. I just think
Yeah.
you made it longer.
No, the idea is to make it shorter. No, I know, but it's also, we've wordsmithed this a lot to make it better, but yeah, I'm happy to because it's a confusing thing to have a meeting on Monday night, and then you're like, but you're still in the meeting the next day, because you're voting. It's just-
Okay, so I
it's just
do
a
have a
very
question.
cool-
Say,
Article 2 is the only thing that's voted on the next day.
I know, but it's
What
still
is?
confusing,
Article 2. The candidates.
Right.
yes.
okay, you say after the meeting, it will be recessed until the next day.
I think it should say recess until voting the next day.
I don't
No,
know.
'cause
I mean,
we've
it's just
got-
like, is this
It
after the
says for
meeting? It's
voting.
like that doesn't like
For
sit
voting,
with
yeah.
me. So I'm trying to figure out what wording
Okay.
works for that. I mean, it's recessed, we're
Yes.
recessed until the next day, but it's like,
Maybe previous
After the
board,
meeting?
maybe previous boards from other towns had this same discussion. That's why they leave it so darn long right here.
yeah, I don't know.
But also too,
Michelle, I'm sorry, but that was drawn up by an attorney's office. No
Michelle.
cover,
No,
CY.
statute.
it's like 18
By the
whatever,
statute.
and then it's like,
So annual meeting should, for the annual meeting, the meeting is
Warning.
not. The meeting is not on the 4th, voting is on the 4th, so should it be another line and say voting on the 4th?
Oh, I think we're getting too technical.
Speaker's
Well,
right.
I mean.
Speaker's right. It's just Monday.
The annual
the
meeting is
meeting
on
just
Monday.
Somebody can start sitting in chairs saying,
And
"Wait for the
then,
meeting
and
Tuesday."
then,
Voting is on Tuesday.
then it's explained as you go further down that voting is on Tuesday.
I think it just should say Monday, March 3rd. If you
I'm
want,
asking, I'm trying to piss Sharon off with all my might.
easy now, come on now.
she's too relaxed for that.
So the DY,
We can look at that. Anyway,
and, or just put after March 3rd, 2025, and voting
How about I work with Sharon
on
on that?
Tuesday. March.
There you go.
There you go.
So we've got a nice little bulleted thing here for everyone running, including a lot for the library. Question about the library ones. So
Yeah, I
we
probably have about 10.
Yeah, I've signed 4.
that was
That wasn't the question.
that wasn't my question.
Easy.
My question.
Yeah, but I gotta verify all that stupid signatures.
I'm sorry.
We appointed 4 people to fill positions. Each one of those terms has an end date, so it's a 3-year term and it ends in March 2026 or 27.
So they.
They have to be elected this year.
For the
to-
rest of the term.
That's what I was curious
Yeah,
about.
for
This
the
is the
rest of the-
remainder.
It's
So,
not the full one, it's the.
okay, so
whatever
it
was
is the
remaining on
remainder of
term.
those terms.
Yeah.
So some of them are gonna be up next year,
Right.
because some of them, even though it's a 3-year term, that people have already served those
The
terms.
previous
It
person.
doesn't reset. Okay, that's good. So that, just so people, the public knows about that, including the people who are running. They should just be aware that it's, even if it says a 3-year term, really you're taking over a 3-year term and you might be 2 years into
And
that
that's
term.
why when you became a select board member, we did a special election, so you wouldn't have to do that
I know, thank you.
3 months after.
I felt special.
We were way too
I
nice
felt,
to
I
him.
felt special. No, it's because you didn't want to appoint me. That's why. You said, you know what? That's way too risky. Let's let the public, and then the public were, that's close.
Okay, let's go on. Let's go
Okay,
on.
so we've got these, we've got our new rewritten. Have you seen all this, by the way? You've been in the
No,
meetings.
I haven't, I did not have a chance to look at this today, so
Okay, let's, you can be mad at me tomorrow about that.
I'm mad at anyone.
We've got this, so these are the numbers that we shall fill in, this
Yeah.
week.
Mhm.
We do have, we get 35, by the way, not 25, and 25, for each of us, just so people know.
25 per meeting and 35.
Yeah,
per
35 for the chair, so you may want to be the chair.
No, I
No,
don't.
okay. So we'll fill these in. We've updated our Article 9 here. I did that just as we were chatting to do the skate park project capital
Make sure
fund.
you change the highway
Did you put
equipment
the-
fund to the correct amount.
Thank you, gonna do
You
that
put
right.
the mentor one in, right, the new one?
You did,
Oh,
yeah.
that's right.
you're way ahead of me. So this is gonna be 150, thank you. And this is gonna be 75, thank you. Okay.
And then you'll have to retotal it.
You know what, I'm just gonna do this, and I copy, and I do
We
my little
pulled
fun
down
thing here, and
Reserve
it's 602,500.
Paving too. Still ain't doing enough paving, Peter.
There we go.
You wanna do that this year?
What are you changing now?
No,
We just
no,
voted on the budget.
no, because we voted on the budget.
Good.
But when we know we got some funds extra from undesignated funds.
Yeah, so here's our library
We
one,
need up that paving, people.
and then here's our Article 12, which doesn't really sit nicely, but I guess,
Keep with next. There's that option, keep with next.
I know, but then it splits it there, I know. But anyways, there's that.
Keep text together too. Widow orphan.
No, stop it. I don't want to get to know word that intimately, thank you. Here's what you put in, Sharon, your mentoring program. That's the new additional one for this
That's the
year.
one that irritated me.
I didn't know it was coming.
You
Showed
did know?
up.
You did
good.
know?
Oh, I know, I just showed up and I was like,
Mentoring programs are
Anybody
good.
can ask.
I know, that's the problem. That's what I wanted to find out. Can we have a policy that says, no?
I don't think you can.
Now these voters can pull together enough.
They can do
Maybe.
it from the floor.
I mean, it might behoove us to figure out if that's actually, we do.
Right,
If we have the ability and we've never used it. Yeah,
No, if they have the required number of signatures, you can't keep.
well,
them
let's
up
just
to that.
start, what else can we do? Let's get some signatures and start putting some more on there.
Well, what's supposed to happen is if it's not well received by the community, it should be struck during town meeting.
Yeah.
That's how.
Yeah.
it-
like,
that's-
everybody's
well,
too
that's why the
afraid,
3
everybody's too
years-
afraid to do it.
That's why the 3 years was, you gotta stand on your own 2 feet for the first 3 years of
Yeah.
your new article.
I know, and it's hard to do, you stand
It's
up.
hard to stand up.
I
and-
really hate that mentoring program. Why is that on there?
I
You
can
know,
remember when I stood up,
That could be you this year.
Well, I'll tell you, there were very contentious meetings with recreation
oh yeah,
where
I remember,
people stood up and wanted it eliminated and
Oh, wow.
it always ended up
I stood up one year in 1978.
He remembers the year.
John Heiss was the representative in the State House. And the rec club was going from $350 that year to $600. Asked the town for $600. And I stood up and I says, the mowing, it's costing us $1,000 just to mow the lawn over there. We just can't do it. And John Heiss got up and said, I make a motion that we match them dollar for dollar. If they want that kind of money, they're gonna have to match us from dollar to dollar. And I looked at him, I said, I got the budget right here, John. You don't want to do that. Because you'd have to give us like $1,500. He goes, I strike that.
All right, so those are the meetings. So
Told you all
we'll
they
fill
ever
that in.
won for my
We'll send
representative.
those off. Joel, what's next?
Okay.
mean-
Review the draft 20 town report. We just kind of reviewed that, right?
Well,
No,
not the
not
town
the
report.
town
Let's,
report.
I'll open that up here, got a working version of that. Okay.
We're right here by 9 people, no matter what.
I'm working on it. Let's see.
I mean, that's okay.
Okay,
Monday, March 3rd at 7, nope, at 6, right?
Now, see, that says in voting on the fourth, both dates are there.
yes.
Voting by us.
All right, so this
So-
needs to be changed.
Change
Let me do that right now, just on that file, because I'm gonna forget to do that. and that's not-
I heard Sharon wants to start voting by 6 AM and get done by 6 PM.
Yeah, right now.
What
You
do we
can't
use
close
for this
before
year?
7.
But what?
Oh, so
Is
she
that
wants to
what we
do
use?
13
Okay.
hours.
Yeah,
It's just-
publisher or is it Word?
No, it's just Word and it's just a PDF altogether.
Yeah.
So you gotta change that 7 up
I'm gonna
there.
do that right now before I forget. So it's 6 PM, thank you.
Somebody better remind me.
What?
You can come down by me
No,
lunch.
that it's
You're gonna buy me
6:06.
supper
Okay.
at 5 at the food
Just
truck.
come down at 5 so you can get something to eat.
All right, so
You
let's
good?
jump through here.
So
We've
you-
got this.
You're gonna change
Any
that?
update to
He
this?
did
Sharon,
on
in
the-
terms of your?
That's a PDF, so
Oh,
we changed it on the
okay.
original.
All right, we got the dedication, which I'm not gonna show, and then we've got that, the maps, and then we're starting to pull together. Here's our
All the organization,
organizations.
kind of what they do.
Yeah,
Oh, these are the ones requesting funds.
yeah, these are requesting funds. I gotta, so that's that one. Oh, sorry, we've got there. That's the police warning, because we know that was
Yep.
correct. We got our civic organizations, starting to work through
The
those.
mentoring one in there.
Yes. Wait, is it? in there? It should be.
I just asked, I
Double check, yeah.
didn't look.
Okay, I will double check that.
Mhm.
That we're working on. We've got the
Can you go back
contract.
up to the next one? Go
Sure.
back, please. Okay, nobody on running for second constable.
No,
No, we haven't had anybody since I've been here,
all right, okay.
not for second constable.
Since you know who.
Easy.
That's back.
Right.
We've got our water and sewer, which I had that question about, and we've just put in friends contracted. And then we've got all the details in terms of when Valerie retired, and we've got the changes in the treasurer. But yeah, if you
Yep.
spot anything in here, let me know. This is as accurate as I can be. Where's the next one? What's going on? Oh, sorry, all of it. And then we've got our elected town officials. Currently, changes in the library, school board. Sharon, you might want to check this.
JPs will need to be, well, no, because they're JPs until February 1st,
Right,
and that's a 2024 report.
Right, they're JPs as of the report's printed.
So,
Yeah. Go in until next year's report.
wait, say that again?
The new ones that were elected in November.
Yes.
Will not be effective until February 1st of this year.
Oh,
They're not effective in November, it's February 1st.
why
so,
did we vote on them in November?
That's just the way the state does it.
Because we don't have a special election just for that.
Mhm.
You gotta have them before March 4th. You gotta have them
so
before the March meeting.
Why?
Their terms are February 1st
To set the-
31st. for 2
Oh, really?
years.
See, and they have to meet in February to, the new ones do.
In fact.
Or the
meeting
old
we
ones
had
too.
Last week that Chris did for me
Mhm.
is the old BCA.
Yeah,
To prove the
Next time I have
checklist.
one, yeah, will be,
To
yeah,
prove
I
the
got a
checklist.
first checklist
Oh.
this year, so it'll be the new.
okay, so what we have in last year's report should actually stay the same in this report.
Right,
term
Okay,
expires
Because I
February.
updated it, but then
yeah,
I saw Paul was there and I was like, why is he there? He's not on the new list, but that's why. Okay, all
yeah,
right, let me make a note of that. Change the JP list back. Darn it, I was getting all ahead.
But save that because you'll need it for next
That's
year.
true. Okay, there's that. We've got all the committees.
Is the, back to the Valley School Board one, is they've had some, like, didn't Mike?
That was this year, or the 2024. That's what's
Okay.
happened, yeah. As far as I know. Appointed officials, I've taken off the ARPA committee because they officially finished
Yeah.
last year,
Mhm.
or this year, but I mean, 2024. Again, updates here as far as I can tell. Energy, we've added the equity committee, that's in there. And then we've got revolving loan fund, and then we've got our various ones here. And then the updates to, we've got collector of delinquent taxes. And then we've got our deputy health officer. And then we've got changes in planning and zoning administrator. I put in position title updated November 2024, and then the changes
Our
there.
health officer passed away.
She did. I was very sad to hear that.
Diana?
Yeah.
She
Oh, I
did?
didn't know
I didn't know
that.
that.
Yesterday,
Oh, and so- oh,
isn't that what Mark told us that
Yeah,
Oh,
this
no, I didn't know. that.
earlier
Yeah, I was
today?
very sorry to hear that Diane passed away. So changes here, and then we've got it was a new position. Which I'm not sure if that was a 3-year term. Do you remember when that? Until Chris leaves this building. But I'm assuming it's a 3.
Assistant zone.
Yeah, because it was a new position that was created just because you happen to still be here in another position, so it was the deputy. So I put it as a 3-year, but maybe I'm wrong about that. But
That's
then
fine.
the details, okay, right, do you want it to be a 3-year position? Got that, that needs to be updated, we've seen that before. Budget, there's not much in there yet. Financial reports, we do have the police department budget, that's the full thing. And this is sort of the newer, cleaner layout that is gonna be easier to read than the other ones, so that's nice. We do have the sewer and the water in here, and this is based on, as far as I can tell, what we approved at the last meeting, which was in May or June of
Yeah.
this,
Mhm.
of 2024. So
Mhm.
there's our that, and there's our water district budget, which includes the new bond, and I sort of cleaned it up a little bit in terms of our
Okay.
debt service, and then we have our capital funds. I had one question about this. So I know this fund, the Capital Water Equipment Plan Fund, the transfer to capital roads, can someone please tell me about that?
When they have to do a patch,
Okay,
when the town does a patch for them,
so do we,
That's,
mostly it's a patch, right?
Yeah.
Mostly it's patching.
so
when
that's,
I proposed that 10 years ago,
Okay.
Bill Bryant was here, that,
because they weren't getting patched.
well, they were getting, that $2,500 doesn't buy the patch though. That goes into Eric's, because that
If he
takes
has
a
to
village
maintain.
street, that breaks that street down at a faster rate.
yeah,
If you, like, Pine Street was a perfect example. You know, they got $2,500 a year for that,
yeah.
to go, when they did pave it. Because it had like 9 or 10
But it's going into the capital roads.
paving.
fund.
No, it goes into capital paving,
Capital Roads Paving Fund.
capital paving fund, not capital
Okay.
roads paving.
And do we, I
Same
guess,
difference.
looking at
No, it's
the,
not. There's capital roads and there's capital paving.
looking at the report, I don't see that in the report, I guess. And so I was just curious about that. I guess I just want to know where that, since we're moving it to a capital fund.
Does
we
it
don't
actually
see it
get
as
moved?
revenue. should see
Well,
it.
I don't know if it gets moved, but
Does
I
it actually
proposed
get
that years
moved?
ago that,
Well, that's
Okay,
capital
Sharon and Chris
roads.
don't know.
Yeah, there's a good chance.
I said, does it actually get
Yeah,
moved?
I don't know if it actually gets moved.
It may not actually have ever
I mean,
got moved
because-
over there.
Okay,
I mean, perfect
just-
example was Bristol Elementary years ago, when our former waterman. They paved the street, 2 weeks later, goes, I gotta dig that up,
oh, yeah.
you know, and it deteriorated that road, so. It wasn't to use it to go and buy some
And,
pavement.
and we don't have a report in here for capital roads, because there really isn't a long-term plan
Yeah.
for
Mhm.
that. Okay, I was just curious.
Whether it's
Keep the
capital
roads
paving,
passable.
it's capital paving, but
Capital roads, sorry, yeah. I've updated a little bit of this. This is pretty much all the same. I did update the town meeting info to the 6 PM here. We've got a little bit of Bruce's budget in here. that was detailed out, the differences, and then I need to work on this part of it going forward. And then everything else is the same.
Okay.
There you go. So continue to work on that. And our deadline is about beginning of February for that. And we'll be ahead. If we can get it all done, we'll be ahead more than we were last year. So that's nice.
That's what we probably should have in there.
Yeah, that's right. Adding that, yeah. so
Adding the
that's-
2,500
yeah,
in.
okay.
Capital paving fund, it should say like transfer in from water department,
yeah.
2,500.
Just
I'm sure
just to
it's never
capture that.
been.
It's if we're saying
Sure
we're
it's
moving-
never
Because they used to
Put it
pay us a
there.
rent too to use the
Yeah.
building over there, and they don't.
Yeah, they don't anymore.
Because they don't use the building.
All
Okay.
right.
Onward.
Review, so we did
So number 4.
review of meeting minutes approval for 120 draft 2025 and 125 2025.
I didn't look at either one of them
Okay.
because I didn't see them.
So we'll table those
So I'll have to
till
look
February
That's
10th.
okay. Yeah, we have,
Yeah.
and we're caught up with all the minutes. I've been very, very adamant about getting those.
How about past minutes? Are we caught up?
I need to check.
Okay.
I think whatever they are, we need to take the drafts that we have and just approve them.
Yeah.
Well, I think, what's her face was working on those.
Frida?
No, not
Carol?
Frida, Carol.
Yeah.
I think Carol was working.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've been updating
There's a-
her. and
They're
I've
out there
been
6, 8
getting
months.
Yeah,
Well, we have some that are out there
They're
a
a year
couple
and a
of
half.
years.
Yeah.
that's,
Approval.
that's part of my long list of things to do.
I
Well,
think
get
Carol,
on it.
I
Try
think,
to put a little
What are you
overtime
doing?
in. Try to put a little more
Carol got-
overtime in.
I think Carol caught.
Yeah.
caught a
You
lot
don't, you
of
don't
it.
want to see my part-time hours.
Okay. Okay. Authorize accounts payable warrants and a liquor tobacco license. There's the draft. The pay orders are $121,692.20.
We do have liquor license. There's
I signed something.
a new company that's gonna be taking over the Bobcat. So they're applying for the first and third
Oh, so it's not.
license.
It's not in this one though.
No, we just have to make a motion. We
You
don't.
just
get
have to
to-
make a motion.
Oh, okay.
And what I was gonna say is, I tried to, I don't know if the state sent me the Bobcats licenses or not, their system is still not quite right, but.
The state system isn't right?
What?
And I complained several times, it's like,
You
you have
complain,
the
what?
option of letting us see the licenses, but we can never see them. And we don't get them electronically anymore unless I beg for them.
So that's
You're
not. an
not,
option.
you're not about begging?
Oh.
So do we need to put it in our motion just to approve the license or do we need all the names? In our
No,
motion?
well, it's for the Bobcat, just so you know, and it will be a new owner, and I'm gonna make sure that the same conditions that the Bobcat are currently under are on this one before it's approved.
Is that, are they still gonna be going by the Bobcat? They still gonna
I
keep that
don't
name?
know, the name of the entity that's buying it is Rugged LLC.
It's two brothers.
Oh, so that must be Chris and John.
Oh,
Okay.
maybe that's.
Okay, John
yeah.
is on.
So
Okay,
you just need to approve that I can approve him, he still needs to pay me,
Okay.
but I'm gonna. make
there's
it-
no conditions we had on, because
don't
are they gonna be having
Other than the
outside?
Because he
outside.
doesn't have enough,
Here,
he's not
we
asking
could
for an
ask
outside one.
these
Ask
gentlemen to unmute. You can, sorry,
Hi,
you
John.
can unmute if you want and have a chat with us, if you'd like to introduce yourselves.
Says
Yeah, hi.
me.
Hi, I'm sorry, I tried to unmute and it wouldn't let me, but thank you for
No,
letting
sorry
me
about that.
speak.
Go ahead, John.
No problem. Yes, it's just to answer the question. So yeah, we're gonna keep the name, the Bobcat Cafe. And we intend to essentially run the business as it's being run today. We don't intend to have outside consumption at this time. So we want to keep it all just inside. And was there another question that I didn't hear?
Outside, not consumption of alcohol, but outside, they used to have chairs out there.
Yeah, it sounds like he's not.
No.
You're
our-
not gonna
our
have chairs
understanding-
either.
No,
Okay.
no. Our
Do you-
understanding is since the sidewalk was repaired, that it's not really feasible to have chairs out there anymore because it's sloped.
Okay,
Oh, interesting.
I make
Okay.
a motion, we allow Sharon to approve the first and third and first liquor license
If
for the
you're-
Bobcat.
Okay.
there's a motion and a second. Any questions? No, Ian, questions?
No.
Jessica, you got any questions on that?
Nope.
Okay,
Congratulations and good luck, boys.
Yeah.
all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstain, okay. Select board roundtable. Oh, Jessica, when we start with you. Anything?
Sorry, it was taking me a second to unmute. I'm meeting with the group of volunteers tomorrow. Porter Knight volunteered her house, so they want to think about ways to try to share out more information ahead of town meeting about like why people should come, what's going to be discussed, maybe like little infographics about the budget, those sorts of things. So I asked Ian to add me to the next select board agenda, and I'll update you all with the ideas.
Okay. All right. Anything else? Pretty
Nope, that's
Good
it.
to the order? Oh, Peter.
I think I'm good.
Okay, Michelle?
I think I'm good.
Ian?
I'm good.
I just have something I'd like, would it be possible, because we don't get the audits on a timely fashion, but, and not do it now. But in another year or so, could we do it?
Year or so.
Well, no, or 6 months, 3 months, whatever. Look back when we had the audit and say, okay, I'm gonna pick 2020, an even year, in 2019. Okay, we estimated before the audit was done, we'd have $100,000 surplus, because that's what we look like on our budgeting, our good budgeting.
Yeah.
And the audit came in, we had 105,000. I was wondering, for peace of mind, could we have, if we knew that information, like last year's budget, then you can just say, looks like you guys are going to have a surplus of X number of dollars.
Yeah.
Is that a possibility to do?
I wouldn't dare do that. You've got at least 2 large projects that are not fully funded at this point in time, that you've got exposure on Basin Street and
Okay,
Briggs Hill.
that's good, thank you.
So
You see where I was going with that?
Oh, I absolutely, if you're looking for trending, and I wouldn't dare do it right now.
Just say, you should have a dirt surplus of X or a deficit of X.
And we won't know that until they do this 2-year audit.
And what, is there a reason why they did it over 2 years?
They're gonna
They're
do
trying to
2 years
catch up.
because
It's
we're trying
catching
to
up,
catch
yeah.
up.
Okay.
Well, we
They
should
were
have,
lacking
we should have a
personnel.
lot
Yeah.
more accurate numbers
Next.
going forward than we have in the past with getting our system working the way it's
Never
supposed
The
to.
way they want us to. Okay, all right, and that's all I had. So just that popped in my mind. I said,
Yeah, well,
couldn't
it's-
at least look at what we think on books. I mean, I know our bank CFO will tell me, you look like we're going to have you underspent what we budgeted for facilities.
Well, our numbers will be a lot more accurate, I would assume would be a lot more accurate now. As long as money gets moved where it's supposed to get moved, we should know just what we have.
Yeah,
Our numbers
okay.
should be.
Maybe
the
not be dead
auditor-
nuts on, but pretty
But the
close.
auditor shouldn't be able to change much.
Right, and in all reality, the fact that I've almost caught up completely with the reconciliations. You'll know, here's what your books say, here's what the bank says,
Right,
month to month. And that,
Okay.
that's really what
all
I mean,
right, I
that's
just
my
was
goal.
wondering, maybe another year we could be close to that.
Yeah.
Or no, not every year.
Yeah, I mean,
Another year you could say,
By
the audit's not
by
in.
the end of this fiscal
And
year,
I
we'll
guess
have it
in
down
business
pat.
world, they call it an unofficial audit.
Yeah.
No, undetermined audit. Okay, all right. Interim town administrators report. Ian, anything?
Yep.
Okay, other business? Any other business?
No.
No executive session?
Yes, just briefly.
Personnel.
Yes.
Michelle?
Okay,
Invite Chris and Sharon in.
I make a motion, we enter into executive session for 1 VSA, section 313, to discuss personnel matters and invite Sharon and Chris to attend.
Okay.
Second.
Jimmy, thank you. Is there a
Thank you,
second?
Jimmy. Be
All those
safe
in
going
favor?
home. Hopefully no trees
Aye.
will fall down anywhere.
Jessica, aye?
She's
Jessica,
on, she's on.
you and I?
That wind was nuts when I came.
All
home.
righty, we are in.
All right,
Yeah.
let's-
Be safe.
there we go.
Okay, guys. You got 12
Good night.
minutes, 13 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
And you need to
All right.
stop
See, you want
recording.
to shut that door, Jimmy?
Yeah,
Okay.
this.